in general, last session we left Baldur's Gate. We started heading north along the coastway on our way to the Tradeway, which is the general direction north heading from Baldur's Gate towards Daggerford and eventually towards Waterdeep. This is essentially the northern route in the Sword Coast to make it along the coast up towards the northern reaches of the Sword Coast. Along this process, the first and largest portion of this initial trek is inside of the Fields of the Dead, a large area that is essentially the past war zone of many wars fought along these ages, that is riddled with undead. In the process, there would have been many fights, pretty minor for everyone in general, as you all battled through the Fields of the Way heading north along that coastway. You all had a few interactions with a small rock gnome who was eyeing Arlyle's amulet that would have eventually come up missing. You met a seemingly noble with her 3 guards who eventually came to your aid in the battle that the undead eventually brought to you all, as well as Neherite Verther, the merchant who Tynus and Vicious are traveling with, abusing his animals. So that was kind of the general gist of the things that kind of broke down along that time. Among other things, it was almost raining the entire trip at that point. I think those are the general things that kind of happened over that full course. Vicious did agree to potentially bankroll Neherite if you guys got to a point where resupplying was beyond his means, as he came to the embarrassing admission that part of why he was starving his creatures is because he is fully invested in the silks that he is trying to bring to Waterdeep in order to sell at a large profit.
Yep, that makes sense.
So we start the initial day here. Shortly after the fight you all would have had early in the morning. Pretty recently after the Bodak was essentially ran off by the Turn Undead from Carlisle. And with that, the wagons would have been more ready to push off. One of the teamsters was killed in the process. And they kind of get replaced by somebody who is a little bit less capable, but the caravan is otherwise, in general, prepared to head out here. Is there anything anybody would like to do before the caravan starts to head off for the day?
Are we able to take a rest?
You guys just got back from a long rest.
All right.
Like, you don't have a long rest. You woke up and you were in a battle.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So if you want to take some time to delay the caravan, that is certainly an option. But that's what I mean. Like, you guys are, at this point, freshly off of waking up and basically getting ambushed by undead.
Oh, speaking of, what should I set Tynus's like HP and spell usage at?
Check your D&D Beyond on him. That's what I used for him. I don't know how much you used other than just actual spells.
Ah, cool. Thank you.
Seeing as to how we have the caravan already loaded up, I'm inclined to suggest that we make our way on here before that Bodak returns with some of our less pleasant friends.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could stop somewhere along the way and get a short rest in at some point in time, or we can just have a shortened day and call it a night a little earlier than usual.
Yeah.
I think that's
Leaving
a good
sounds great.
idea. The quicker we get away from this particular area, I think the better.
As you all kind of gather up to discuss with people, you see the general caravan is all sort of looking towards you from their positions. While many of the different peoples of this caravan stood up to fight, they did little more than hold off death from taking them more than you all actually took the initiative to not only defend but also kill off and run off most of the undead threats.
You hear me alright?
Oh,
Can you hear me okay now?
there it is. All right, turning you back down.
Sorry.
Yeah, buddy, we got you back in the game.
Exciting.
You are loud and clear.
Yeah, that sounds great at that point.
Nice one, cheers. Although the battery's about to run out, and I was just saying that in in-game chat, I've appeared to have binned the second rechargeable battery for this. The whole reason why I bought it was so I could hot swap batteries. So I'm gonna have to plug it in to charge in a second.
Yeah, the like mic issue that I had with my headset makes me want to actually buy like a corded headset. I've got an old set of like Turtle Beaches. I wonder if I can still use them, if they're worth it. I feel like they're like disintegrating.
My headset is actually corded, and I only ever use wireless when I'm out of the house.
I think the biggest reason I got earbuds was for how hot it gets in summer, because I was like actively sweating sitting here like talking for 4 hours.
Yeah, that's definitely a good reason. I'm lucky enough that my setup is next to a window, so even in the summer, I'm like, open window, breeze initiate.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm always sweating. I think I have some sort of affliction or condition. I'm not sure what it is. Probably many things.
I think you drank a little bit too much booze last night, and then you're getting sweating out all that alcohol.
It could be, but perhaps a little hair of the dog and it'll go away. I'll take a drink from my flask.
Sorry, false alarm. I found the battery.
I don't believe that's going to help.
You'd be surprised. I've had more than one hangover cured with another drink or two. Often leads right back into it.
A vicious cycle.
Vicious. I see what you did there. That's clever.
Yes, I'm getting in on the jokes.
Jade kind of steps up behind Doc and offers to refill his flask, seeing if he can sell a drink this early in the morning.
What exactly do you have there, my friend?
Well, this here's ale, but I can sell you better things if you have more money for it. Always ready to make a buck.
And he'll finish off his flask and hold it up. What do you have a little more potent than some ale? I wouldn't mind refilling this thing. It appears to be empty.
I've got a fresh fire water from Elturel, if you'd like something with a little bit more kick to it.
That would be fan-fucking-tastic.
How large do you fancy your flask is?
Nothing like too crazy. I guess like what, 6 ounces or something like that, whatever a typical flask would be.
Gallon jug.
So he'll
I
like,
wish.
he'll like start pouring into your flask, and after a few ounces, you see like a little bit of stress almost like creep over his eyes, and then he kind of looks at you and he's like, that'll be 2 silver?
Is it filled up to the top?
Yeah, he fills it to the top.
2 silver. I've spent much more on much worse things. And I'll deduct it from my personal holdings.
You see as he like wipes his like brow of sweat, being a little bit stressed at the idea that he was pouring before collecting. So are we ready to go? And he kind of like rummages through his little pack and like offers Hadar a like little bit of beef jerky.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I kind of thought you were just a fat guy. I didn't actually realize that you were so well armed to stand up to the undead. It's actually a little bit more comforting to know that you're guarding us. It's quite impressive what you did there.
You don't have to talk so big of me. I nearly died this time, so I hope we will see some more glorious times.
Nearly dying's not that bad if you don't die.
Now, Hadar, don't be modest. Just because you were frozen in place with fear, you were still on your feet, and that's always promising in the face of the undead.
Well, what would other people do if we weren't there? I mean, someone has to do it. It's just it was my job. I'm working here, you know.
You did just fine, brother. Just fine.
Wise words indeed. We are fulfilling our role.
You see as the noblewoman that you all saved from the hobgoblins kind of steps up. And I believe that's how our caravan left us behind, is that often those who can fight, fight, and those who cannot rely on running, even if it costs them everyone else that they had joined.
Well, you don't have to worry about that with this group. We're too stupid to run even when we should.
I also like to think highly of our loyalty to each other.
Oh, yes, of course, that too.
But if you all are ready to make our way, we're on perhaps one of the more dangerous points here. We're going to be passing out of the fields of the dead and into the Trollclaws. But if you all are prepared, I believe most of the wagon train owes a good bit more loyalty to you and understands if you all would like to wait. We can wait, but otherwise it seems everyone is prepared to go.
No, we should set off. And Tynus will head back towards the wagon of Verther.
Let's move along then.
Taking a moment to kind of glance back at Hadar, Cynthia, the noblewoman, kind of like looks over him, and she passes him a small vial that has a cork stopper in the top, and it seems to be not quite liquid. It's almost like a it's almost like a cream. Like you can kind of like tilt the glass and see that it flows side to side, but it seems to have like a predominantly kind of reddish pinkishness to it. You may want to imbibe this if you need to. Perhaps you seem ready for it. And then she walks back towards her.
Yes, you made an impression on her. That's nice.
Great. So we set off then for the rest of this journey.
Hadar, if I recall, you are pretty fucked up right now, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty fucked up.
What do you do when she hands you that ointment?
So I missed that she was handing it to me. I thought it was, well, can I rub it on my wounds?
When you go to apply it on your wounds, give me 1 second and I'll tell you what it does.
Please don't kill me.
It's okay. It's not like anybody in your party's ever turned to a lich before. Roll a d4 for me.
4.
Alright, so when you rub it on your wounds, you roll 2d8. You heal 10 wounds, 10 hit points, and I will add the rest of the tincture to your equipment list right now.
Great. Something that didn't kill me. I think that's the first item I got in some time from an NPC or from somewhere that didn't kill me.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Well, admittedly, the box, you basically stole that from Halistar, and had anybody ever discussed it, they had met the person whose heart was torn out from opening the box the previous time it was opened.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that Haida didn't die now. So, anyone else need something for the wound?
No thanks, my friend. I'm in my prime.
I'm also quite fine, though your generosity is appreciated.
I just wanted you to feel okay.
Yeah, I'd consider myself to be bloodied, but should be okay for now.
For some reason, it's not showing up despite being in the general database. You can probably create that with a custom item for yourself, but you will have 4 more uses of it on Hadar.
Alright.
Again, I'm not sure why you can't just add it, so you'll have to create it as a custom item.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But as you all head north from there, you are basically continuing up towards a slightly inclined road for most of that day. and eventually will find yourselves in the foothills of the Trollclaws as you're starting to enter these mountains that have been looming above you all for quite some time here. In general, the wagon train makes pretty good time. Most everybody is sort of following suit. You still see at times where the young girl in front of you kind of winks to you, to Arlisle, and kind of like puts her like finger to her nose, like she's kind of got an eye out still, trying to figure out who's doing what in the party. And everybody would kind of take the first break for the day at kind of that foothill portion of the Trollclaws. As about midday, you would enter into the Trollclaws themselves. So you all can take a short rest at that first break where you give a rest to the horses.
That's affirmative. Short rest confirmed.
Do I sound any clear, by the way?
Got a little bit lower perhaps, but I don't know, it seemed fine.
All right, nice one. Cheers.
Yeah, that actually sounded much better.
Cool. Yep. So I've rolled 2 hit dice and I'm ready to go. Haydar with the exact same amount of healing.
Yeah, like even the exact same order.
Yeah, even though you rolled d8s and I rolled d10s.
Yeah.
Now, Haydar, you also know that you have an extra +1 on top of that, right?
Yeah. So,
Like that wasn't
I
a
didn't
question
know.
when you said yeah?
No, it was a question. Yeah.
Your feat should give you access. I believe you have a +2 con modifier, which is the +2 on those, and then your feat should give you +1 hit point.
Yeah, you're right. I've completely forgot about that I have a feat.
Yeah, so you should have gotten 2 more hit points off of that as well.
I'm picturing him with clown feet, really, really big.
That sounds about right.
Well, I'm not sure if his feet are that big.
It would get
It's
in the way
why
of
you
his
can.
rolling if they were a bit too big.
It's why you can run around so fast.
They're probably, if you look at just the feet, they are big, but if you look at the whole body, they are small.
Ah, proportional size.
Yeah.
But there's food scrap stains all over them.
Nothing to the dirt stains that you see from him rolling around. In general, I would say Haydar is probably quite offensive to Arlisle's sense of decorum.
No doubt, no doubt.
Well, I've not given him an ass check yet, so that should say everything.
Says a lot. So as the caravan begins to set off and kind of gather back together in order to start heading off, you guys see like a noticeable kind of like a palpable tension in the air as people start to look to the skies, trying to keep an eye on what they might find as you enter into this mountainous region here. It's probably a good midway through the second part of the day as you all actually start to actively leave the fields of the dead and are more properly in the Trollclaws themselves. After not too long, there is a sense where you all start to see some what appear to be eagles flying high above. People seem to keep their attention up into the skies, but otherwise you have a pretty straightforward afternoon as everyone watches and continues on towards this portion of the day.
Yeah, as everyone starts to get tense, if Tynus is able to, he will try to speak to Verther and just sort of question, what's got the atmosphere so worried?
Well, you can never quite be sure what's going to swoop down upon you from mountains high. They don't call this area the Trollclaws for nothing. It's, not rich in claws.
Ah, I had hoped that was just a past idiom that carried over, so we should be on the lookout for such things. Thank you. And he will start to, along with everyone else, actively be looking around for any signs of ambushes, especially coming from the hills.
Let me have you roll a d6, Tynus.
6.
As you all progress forward past that second break of the day, moving on deeper into the hills as hills become mountainous regions, all try to keep a pretty solid lookout through the day. Evening starts to set in, and you start to hear different parts of the camp, or parts of the caravan start to talk of making camp as soon as possible while there's still bits of light and time to take a moment to actually gain a little bit more defensible of a position for yourselves.
Tynus will absolutely help in making those sort of defensible preparations. I believe it's definitely best that we start preparing now. And of course, my allies and I will be setting up a watch for this night.
Yeah, and I want to pay particular attention to those shifty fellows that we know could potentially be part of the Dragon Court.
I believe it's the trolls. Firstly, if those shifty fellows were going to make some sort of move on us, the Fields of the Dead would have been a great opportunity to.
Yeah, don't let them make a move on us. It's more that I just want to just see what they're up to, keep an eye on them, see if they're doing anything suspicious.
A fair thought. You keep your eye on them, and I'll keep my eye outside.
So what in particular are you each trying to do?
Assuming this caravan sets up in the normal circular position, like the different wagons create sort of a perimeter around themselves.
That's
Kind of
essentially
go,
the most defensible position that you all have.
yeah. Then, as everyone started to set up that kind of position, Tynus would be sort of just going around to check each one of the caravans in this particular circle, or the wagons in the circle and the people watching them. Uh, Assuming everyone knows the troll claws are full of trolls, and he was just asking about that, uh, he would start to ask everyone what their. Actually, never mind. Yeah, he would just be checking in on everyone and asking how they are feeling about their defenses through the night, and if they have anyone within their ranks who's going to be keeping any kind of watch. He'd want to be trying to coordinate watch time so that no one at no point in time is the night unguarded.
Any given wagon has like one person on watch at any given portion of the watch. So there tends to be about 4 to 5 people on any given watch.
Perfect. Then once that information had been acquired, he would sort of just go back to Werther's wagon and prepare himself. Probably be holding his crossbow, not holding it out, but be ready for anything at this point.
And what was Arlyle doing?
Just watching the shifty cultist people, just seeing what they're doing. If they're moving around or if they're doing any nefarious-esque business, that sort of type of simple stuff. I'm not looking for like anything in particular, just making sure they're not being bad.
At present, the shifty people that you all have, for what it can be called an investigation, for what you all have investigated, the shifty people that you all have in mind are people who are keeping to themselves.
Yep, those people.
So you're just watching them?
Essentially, yep. Nothing. I'm not like engaging or anything. Just watching.
They seem to still be keeping to themselves.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, I don't think Doc still has people he is supposedly leading. Like none of them. I don't think all of them died in any of the combats. Not that I remember anyway. So, Tynus probably joined Doc and ask him what his idea for the guards that he is overseeing are.
These two gentlemen are capable, but basically just under my lead. I've got them just sort of patrolling the area and keeping their eyes out. But the truth is, no offense, gentlemen, but the majority of the safety relies on us, obviously.
Maybe instead of having them patrol, you could have them just stay by the wagon. I don't think having them going out into this area at night is the best move. We're more about holding the defensible position and keeping an eye on anything that comes to us.
Oh, no, I just meant patrolling the camp, just sort of keeping an eye on things. And he'll just give you a wink and then look over at Arlau.
I see, of course. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous.
So the night passes pretty much without any big changes. It goes by pretty simply here. Everybody can enjoy a long rest. Head off for the morning the next day.
I'm gonna change some of my spells around. I remember one specific thing. I should have guiding bolt on. That is
That was
true.
truly
I
surprising.
should definitely have that. I don't know why I don't have that, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be adding that along with locate object.
Throughout the morning portion of the next day, you all have a pretty regular sense of there seem to be creatures flying overhead, though they are extremely high above the mountaintops themselves. You all get glimpses of them from time to time as you pass through, basically between valleys of some of these larger peaks. Eventually, you all start to wind kind of higher into mountains in switchbacks as you eventually come across towards like the second break of the day. We'd come across a large like wooden bridge that crosses a river that is called the Winding Water. And in crossing this location, you are among the higher points in the Trollclaws as you all kind of prepare to pass down below them on the opposite side, heading towards Dragonspear.
Does it appear to be eagles again?
From what anybody can tell, if you would like to make a perception check, you can see if you can spot any other signs that would lead you otherwise. As you take a little bit more time to glance up and keep an eye on these creatures that seem to be flying by, they don't seem to look like anything other than eagles, but at times you kind of look down to the ground and see signs of shadow on the ground that doesn't seem to be the wingspanned creature that you would see up above. Something seems off about it. Make a nature check for me.
Everyone?
Nope, just Doc. This is why describing stuff is important to me, because you get to learn more things if you are describing what you are doing versus just watching.
Very strange. Something does not seem quite right about those eagles.
They look like birds to me.
Yeah, you have like an eerie feeling, which you can't quite place why it is. As you all continue through this location, after your midday break, there comes a point on the opposite side of the bridge crossing over the winding river. There seems to be two creatures standing tall on the opposite side. From your perception, they're probably quite large, 15, maybe 17, 20 feet tall.
Well, that's certainly interesting. Do they make any sort of moves towards the caravan as we cross, or have we not quite crossed yet?
At this point, you all are spotting them beforehand.
Oh, I see.
Shh, keep it down. Does it look like they have seen us?
They haven't reacted to our presence yet, so I don't think so.
It would be hard not to see us. We're a really large group.
If I had to guess, and this is just a guess, but based on the name of this place, I would have to assume that those are going to be some trolls. Can we tell? Have they noticed us? And can we tell what they are?
Yeah, can I get a good look at them and see if maybe I can identify what kind of creature they are?
Make a nature check.
Only a 4.
They seem to be giantkin.
Certainly giants of some kind. What specifically, I couldn't say.
Could we tell if they have noticed us? I mean, I know we're in a big caravan, so.
At present, all you all are kind of gathering is that they seem to be interacting with one another at present.
Maybe we are beneath their notice.
I wonder if there's.
Tynus will say, I believe perhaps we should let the caravanners know of their presence and see how they choose to react to them.
Yes, I think they're relying on us to make any executive decisions. Wonder if it would be intelligent for us to divert and try to go around these adversaries.
Or, and this is unfortunate, does it? No, never mind. I think we should proceed forward cautiously.
Just out of curiosity, and I know this is a long shot, but I don't suppose anyone would happen to speak any like affluent languages like Giant or Eton or any other strange random languages that big creatures might understand?
Unfortunately, no. Unless
I
by
figured,
big creatures you refer to dragons.
I figured it was worth a shot.
Am I around you guys or am I?
Oh yeah, we're
Oh yeah,
speaking
yeah,
to the party.
yeah. Assuming we're all kind of talking to each other.
I can probably speak a little bit of Draconic. Maybe.
Myself as well, but
Sound too
these are not
confident.
draconic. Vicious, do you speak orc?
Well, of course, but those aren't orcs.
Hmm, true. Do you speak giant, perhaps?
No, sorry.
Unfortunate, but neither do I, so for now, I believe we should alert the caravanners of their presence and proceed with caution.
That seems appropriate.
We have one of you roll a d6.
A 3.
All right, what is your intention?
Our intention is to simply alert the caravanners of their presence and proceed across the bridge with caution. We're not going to be openly hostile towards those two individuals, whoever they are, or whatever they are, but we are going to proceed defensively after telling the people within the caravan of their presence.
The creatures seem to be just beyond the bridge. If you intend to pass over the bridge, you feel pretty confident that you are going to get noticed by them. Though at present, they don't seem to have noticed you all yet.
About how far away are they? Sorry.
So they're probably like 200 something feet away from you all at present. The bridge is probably 50 to 100 feet wide, and they are probably about that same distance, maybe a little bit less from the bridge.
And just out of curiosity, as we peer down over the edge, about how high up off the ground is the bridge, and what is below us? Just out of curiosity, of course.
You would have to approach closer, but you're like 60 to 80 feet from the bridge right now. This is like you guys coming around one of those switchbacks, seeing the bridge that you've been looking for, and then spotting these creatures that, from all assumptions, seem to be trolls.
And does this bridge appear large enough for our caravan wagons to make it across as well?
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, this is the route that the caravans take, so it's not the type of thing where it seems doubtful. It's probably the type of thing where you will want to pass by like a single wagon at a time, but it seems like it's essentially like roughly just wider than a wagon.
I have a potential idea. Let's have the caravan stop and we as a party proceed forward ahead to get the gauge on those two.
Yes, I don't think that that's a bad idea.
If they intend to be hostile, they'll be hostile towards us. And if they intend to allow us passage, maybe we can negotiate them to allow the caravan.
I first want to look in every other direction where they are not and look if I can see some of the trolls somewhere hiding, probably.
Roll a perception for me.
21.
Roll a d4 for me.
A 4.
There doesn't seem to be any other trolls in this area at present, but for what it's worth, they seem to blend into these rock formations pretty well, so if there's something laying in wait, it's likely out of your view anyways. But from what you can tell, taking a few moments to actually gaze about while everybody's discussing the potentials of how to move forward here, you don't seem to see anything.
So, guys, what do you think? Should we just all go together to the front? Or should we leave one of us here? But I can't see that this is a trap.
It's very potentially a trap, and there's even the possibility that those two are set there solely to have us make this decision to hold the caravan in place and make it easier for them to raid. However, if that is the case, our options are still fairly limited. And I don't believe leaving any one of us behind is going to be enough to defend the caravan while the others are across the bridge.
Yes, I don't know much about trolls, only what I've heard, but I don't suppose we're going to be able to reason with these creatures. So unless we get fortunate enough to trick them or somehow work our way around this situation, perhaps with the bribe of the flesh, most likely we're going to have to kill them.
So, did any one of you guys ever kill the troll?
No.
I have encountered trolls in my travels.
Yeah. So, are they strong? Yeah.
They are very strong and incredibly resilient. Intelligence-wise, I wouldn't say they're the brightest, though they are capable of simple strategy.
Why have
Yeah,
you
so
encountered trolls?
Something I, as a player, know, so I figured my character might
It's
know
the
it.
type of thing where you should ask me and roll on it.
My bad. So would
And you
Tinus
already
know
rolled a
anything?
nature check and you failed to identify these things as trolls.
Fair enough. I will say no more about them.
The closest thing I've ever encountered to a troll was an upset house mother once when I woke up the next morning after some dealings with the lady of the night and did not have sufficient funds to pay for my pleasures. But she was human, just reminded me of what a troll would look like.
Well, just to ask, do we know that they are trolls, or did we fail to notice that?
We can only assume, as these are the Trollclaws.
Yeah, at this point, this is an assumption based on the fact that there are giant kin creatures standing in the middle of the open in what is called the Trollclaw.
All right.
Well, let's give it a shot, and Doc will start to. I guess I'm going to try to be sneaky. Do you guys want to try to sneak up to him, or do you want to?
might be a good idea. You know,
I think we
um,
should just try and go past them. They're not bothering us. We shouldn't bother them. If they decide to bother us, then we take them on.
We would be in a very indefensible position with the caravan on the bridge. That's why I would think we should send our party ahead to try to pass them, and potentially
Oh yes.
negotiate passage.
Yes, I definitely think we've established that we'll leave the wagons and whatnot behind. I just meant like the last thing I want to do is be about halfway across that bridge and the trolls decide that they don't want the bridge to exist anymore.
That was my concern as well.
That is
Okay. So should we be fast and run, or should we be sneaky and try to get across the bridge so that it's not a problem?
If we
Sorry,
ran, we
Vicious.
might.
I didn't mean to cut you off there.
no, that's fine.
If we ran, we might appear hostile, though they may already be hostile.
Let's nonchalantly try to sneak across and see how far that gets us.
Yes, let's go with stealth.
Who all plans to cross the bridge?
yeah, I'll go.
Yep, Tinus is going.
Yeah, I will follow them.
Everybody's
Sure.
gonna go?
Yes.
Yeah, I think all the actual players are going.
Give me a moment. I'm gonna roll stealth for y'all. What order would you like to cross in?
I'll go first.
Tinus will follow right after Doc.
I'll go next then.
So does Wishes want to go last, or should I go last? I don't.
You go last.
All right, then I'll go second last.
All right, so do you all understand that generally speaking, a barbarian is your tank, and you all have put the barbarian at the back of the party?
Oh. Well, I can go in front. I was thinking more along the lines of quiet.
Vicious, why don't you come up front with me just in case we look like food to them?
All right, then. I'll come up front.
Then I guess the rest of the order will be the same. Just behind Vicious.
Feel pretty confident that you are able to cross the bridge without alarming the troll.
So we have successfully crossed the bridge?
Like where I've got you all moved into place.
Oh, the map is currently black for us. Or at least for me.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, perfect.
I'm just picturing the 3 billy goat scruff, and then the troll gets bigger, right?
Let's hope the troll doesn't get bigger.
All right, yeah, so that looks good. I think proceed.
Yes, let's get off of the bridge proper and then get their attention to see what their intentions are.
I have a feeling I already know what their intentions are. Those definitely are trolls.
Without a doubt. Vicious, head off the bridge and we're gonna like line behind you, like caterpillar style.
As you all make your way to the end of the bridge, you actually see as one of the trolls on the northern side kind of like bops the other one on the head, and as it smacks the other one across the face, it points over towards you all. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, they're hostile.
And it's going to start off with Hadar.
I'm gonna move closer first.
Yeah, so the bridge is wide enough that you can basically pass by somebody else without difficult terrain. You just can't go side to side as you actually like walk across it. It's kind of like just narrower than 2 people, but you can essentially move up without any negatives for the people in front of you.
Okay, I need to think about that because I'm faster than everyone else. So is it like bad terrain when I pass them? Can I use my
No,
normal
that's
movement?
literally what I was just saying. You don't have to take any difficult terrain to pass over your friends.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna roll over there.
Sorry to interrupt, but where's the turn tracker thingy?
I did not put it up.
Right.
Gonna roll right here. And I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with my radiant sunbolt on the one in the bottom of this tooth.
I think you need to get closer. I think your radiant sunbolt is 30 feet, and you have 35 feet to the one on the bottom.
Oh yeah, I
think you can shoot the one on the top.
Yeah,
And
well, then
if you
then I'm
have more
going to.
movement, you just have to move 1 square closer. If you don't have more movement, you can shoot the one on top.
No, I used all my 40 feet movement, so I'm gonna shoot the one at the top so I can hit something. It's a 19 to hit, yeah.
19 hits.
For 7 radiant damage. And I'm gonna throw another radiant sunbolt. A 7 will miss for sure.
Love to make it hit Vicious, but I believe she's moved early.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, right, it's a 1.
Next in line will be Vicious, so you can move up. I guess that's your 30 feet.
That is my 30 feet, and I'm throwing a javelin at the one to the north.
Crit will hit. 12 damage.
Might be a good time to get angry, Vicious.
Well, I'll get angry and head on in next turn, when I can actually touch them.
That probably won't come back to bite you in the butt.
I'd be a little more concerned with them touching you than you touching them, darling.
Alright, I'll get angry now.
Does 14 damage. How many javelins do you have these days? I know one got melted in the Bodak battle.
I guess I have 3 left.
Would you like to throw one of those?
Didn't I already throw one?
You have 2 attacks now.
Oh, okay, because I went in range. Didn't
Nope,
think.
it's nothing to do with rage. At level 5, you now have 2 attacks.
Right. Okay, yes, I would
When
like
you
to throw
take the attack action, you get to take a second attack. Rush him. Let's see if you can get 4 crits in a row. A 20 will hit for 8, 10 damage. And then Tynus will be up next.
All right. He'll move his 30 feet forward and gonna cast Toll the Dead on the northern one.
Believe he passed DC 15.
Yep, DC 14.
That's good. He rolled a 16. -1 passes.
Alrighty. And then as a bonus action, I will cast a Shield of Faith on Vicious.
Oh, thank you kindly.
And then I believe that's going to Dot.
Is that okay to still have a shot on him?
I mean, for what it's worth, if your intention is to huddle up against the wall, yeah, you can most certainly do something like that. Which one are you trying to keep in view?
The one that everybody's been attacking, the top one, I believe.
Yeah, that's more or less fine.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and throw a dagger at him. Nice.
All right, so that looks weird to me. Did it roll an extra d4 for you? Okay, that's what the crit is. I got you. So 17 damage.
Yeah, critted him. One more. 16, will that hit?
16 does indeed sink into his flesh.
Nice. I think I'm gonna just do one more at the same guy again. 10. I'm going to use a luck point on that one. No better. Damn, I should have used a die on the first one. Okay, that's it for my turn.
And it will go to... Holy shit, one of the trolls. That troll.
Oh, and I also want to say, hey there, ugly.
He is going to approach, and he kind of like turns around, and you hear just in a slow voice, and he is going to bite down at Doc and slash a claw towards Vicious. And then bite down, or slash another claw at Doc. Let's see. 17 hit you, Doc?
Oh, yeah.
And the 15 doesn't hit you, Vicious, does it?
15 will hit me.
Oh, shit. So he does 10 damage to Doc. And I assume the 15 missed Vicious. And 9 to Vicious, so you will take 4 damage.
Affirmative.
Then it will go to Arla.
Excuse me. Okay, I'll move up a bit. Yeah, 30 to there. And I'll throw a javelin at the north one. Guessing 12 misses.
12 will miss.
So I'll throw a second one for 13, which misses.
Yeah, 13 misses as well.
Okay, that ends my turn.
The next one is going to move forward and bite down at Tynus.
Oh boy.
With a 18 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
We'll do 11, 14, 16 damage.
Oh, okay.
And then he is going to swipe a claw at Tynus
Oh boy.
for a 21 to hit.
Yeah, not even a question.
Going to do 9, 14, 16, 17 damage.
All right, I am down.
And,
Oh boy.
and then a claw at Hadar for a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And he will do 11, 21 damage.
Oh,
Are you down as well, mate?
well, I'm still alive.
Till I get to throw another dagger. Then we'll see. I mean,
Yeah, you got your one rolls out of the way before the game started, though, hopefully.
did you see that?
Yeah, 2 ones
Yeah,
in a
it's all
row.
there.
Classic.
I like called the second one too, which made it even more beautiful.
And it is on Hadar.
Well, as the one is in front of me, I'm gonna try to attack it with my quarterstaff. With a 21, I'm gonna. Does it hit? Because if it hits,
21 does hit.
I'm gonna spend a key point to try to hit it with a stunning strike.
That's a Constitution save.
Yeah, a DC of 13.
It crushes that. It does not seem affected in the least bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to hit it with my quarterstaff again.
Roll damage first.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
A crit will also hit though.
Okay, the hit will crit. I'm gonna roll damage first, and then I'm gonna try to apply the stunning strike again.
What's your DC? It got a 15 this time. I feel like that still beats.
That still beats.
Yep.
It's a 13.
And then you did 8 damage on the second hit too.
And I'm gonna punch it with one of my unarmed strikes. I think that hits. 25 to hit, yeah, for 8 damage.
Consistent.
Nice roll.
Yeah, some high rolls.
No, you did the exact same damage with each hit. That's what I mean, consistent.
888.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
thought
didn't even
it's
see that.
two-handed, isn't it? You pull on.
If you guys don't tell me how you are attacking, I always go by the initial one. So he is welcome to start using it two-handed, but he does not do it when he just rolls it.
Yeah.
And it's going to go to Vicious.
All right, so switching to the mall.
Which one are you attacking?
The one to the north. It's the one that's injured, right? Because we've been beating up on it.
They are now both injured, but that's what I would fall back to.
More injured. We've been beating up more on it.
A 16 hits for 16 damage.
All right, second attack.
You rolled 2 attacks there.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it did. So the first one hit, and
And a 10 will
also
miss.
right, and also the drool damage.
Yeah, D6.
It's really more lightning coming out of my body as opposed to spittle.
Oh, it happened enough that you already call it the drool damage, so it's solidly locked in that the power of the sea flows through you as a raging orc who just drools, and the drool just seems to... doesn't maybe burn people like acid, but it seems to have some sort of effect on them. Perhaps the static electricity starts to flow through the drool, but definitely seems drool-related damage. It's now 2 times in a row that you've actually referred to it as the drool damage, so it seems like it's pretty well set in. And we'll go to Tinus. Oh yeah, you're already down.
Yep. Hope my death saves look good.
I'm gonna roll it for you. You all see as Tinus retches and coughs up blood all across his face as he lies face up on the ground.
Yee.
And it will go
Well,
to
now
Doc.
Arlyle isn't going to help me.
If I like drag somebody that's unconscious, does that just take double my movement, or does that take away my action too?
Essentially it uses your action to grapple them, and then you can drag them, and it's at half movement. So it more or less is an all-encompassing thing to drag someone.
Okay, I figured I'd double check. Since he was down, I wasn't sure if he counted as just like an inanimate, like fallen object or not, so I could do like a free interaction. So, okay, that's cool. I'm going to take a step back.
Yeah, the troll in front of you is pretty well wrecked right now, so as you step back, it's going to claw at you. And it will hit with a 24.
I'm going to 24. Okay, I'll just let it do its thing.
Yeah, that's my bad. It was a 26 as well. So it is 6, 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then again, that one's wrecked. So go one at a time here on your attacks.
That's affirmative.
Although, fuck, that's too much information to give you.
Oh, you're good. I'm gonna do a dagger sharpshooter at him.
With that in mind, all you have to do is hit, and it is dead.
You ugly son of a bitch. How about your friend? And I'm gonna sharpshooter at the other one. 19.
19 hits.
I'm gonna go ahead and add a extra D8 to that for 21 total, and then I'm gonna do one more, and I'm gonna do it again. Same thing, extra D8
18 hits.
for 15 that time. How's he looking now?
He seems damaged, but he's not looking bad.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and action surge. So since I've already thrown my daggers, can I like pull out my bow and attack with my bow now, like twice?
Yeah, because you still have your free action, like a free item interaction. But if you had used a free item interaction, I would have to say no, because there's two parts of drawing the bow and drawing the arrow. So normally with a weapon, you can draw the weapon and use it. But yeah, with the free item interaction, you can swap to your bow.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. I just wanted to make sure. All right, so I'm gonna sharpshooter with the longbow. Nice. 17 hit for 18.
You see as the arrow just barely kind of clips through the scales on its body and pierces through the flesh. Which at that, you all can understand that this one's AC is a higher AC, and you just hit it.
Cool. I've got one more just for you. I'm going to use a luck point on that one. Oh, not much better. Not going to work. Okay, and that's it for my turn.
You see as the troll on the ground retches and kind of coughs up a little bit of blood, and it will go to Arla.
Okay, I'm gonna move to here, I guess, and I'm gonna give Raz 20 points of healing, and that ends my turn.
Very kind.
Much appreciated.
That was a good save. Tynus, I rolled a 1 for your death save.
Oh my god.
Dude, when you said he coughed up blood, I was literally thinking, I bet he just got a 1, and that's why he said that. That's so funny.
Why I also said that he was on his back. I wanted people to think of somebody who passed out drunk and vomits while they are face up.
All right, back in this.
Good save, Arla.
Yes, thank you.
No worries, mate.
The creature is going to bite down at Vicious for a 25 to hit.
Well, yes.
Oh my god, 3 1s. It's gonna do 8, 13, so 6 damage to you. It's going to slash a claw at Hadar for a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And it's going to do 10, 15, 16 slashing damage to you. And the final attack is going to be, let's see. So it's gonna go at Tynus. For a 23 to hit. And it will do 8, 11, 12, 17 damage to you.
Jeez, all right.
And it's going to go to Hadar.
First of all, I'm gonna use my quarter staff with 2 hands and attack the enemy in front of me.
Roll a d20 for me, please.
A 1. Oh no,
So
Tynus, I'm sorry.
You clock Tynus right across the armor and seem to just barely ring the armor that he wears.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, Tynus, I didn't.
Tynus has already barely gotten back on his feet, so the clock sent him down to another knee, and he's just waves a hand getting back up again. It's fine.
It's like the Three Stooges. He goes to like wind up his quarterstaff, and on like the backswing, he hits Tynus.
That's great.
And Tynus goes back down, gets back up again.
Well, I'm gonna try to attack again with 2 hands. And I will, I think 25 will probably hit.
25 hits.
Yeah, I'm gonna
9
try
damage.
to. Yeah. And I'm gonna try to apply my stunning strike again.
21.
That's definitely safe. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage. I'm gonna use my step of the wind to spend a key point and disengage.
Roll a dexterity save for me. DC 10.
I have
Excellent.
20.
You might find that disengaging from gigantic creatures, from larger creatures than yourself, is not as simple as just using disengage, as it swings out at you and misses.
Good to know. And that would be the end of my turn then.
And that's something I stole from Ben. I think it's a really, really good functionality.
Makes sense. It's too big to just walk away from.
And it will go to Vicious.
Alright, so I will take my maul and try to bash it in the head.
Both will hit.
Nice roll.
I don't like trolls.
You need to roll another damage.
13, 18, 29. It's definitely looking pretty rough. Anything else from Vicious?
Oh, no, sorry.
It's going to go to Tynus.
All right. Tynus is going to cast Burning Hands on the troll. Casting that one at level 2, DC 14 dex.
It will take full damage.
Yeah, so that's 15 fire damage, and Tynus will try to step out of combat as well. And when it swings at him, he's going to warding flare its attack.
It already essentially swung on Hadar.
Oh, perfect. Then yeah, he's just going to step out of combat with this thing. That'll be the end of his turn.
From up in the mountains, you all are going to hear kind of the screech of what sounds like a female, a humanoid sort of voice, as you see a large eagle creature swooping down at Doc. It seems to be making this wail of a human, and in the moment that you kind of look across, you see eagle wings, and you see this terrible horned beast, and it's going to attack Doc first.
I don't think those are all reinforcements.
I think 11's going to miss.
Affirmative.
And it's going to take a Talon attack at Tynus.
Warding flare.
I believe a 12 is going to miss, so I don't even have to roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, that'd miss.
And as it swoops past the two of you, it's going to drop down into the canyon and out of view. Doc, you would have a pretty good sense. The eerie feeling that you had looking at the shadows before, you notice as you're kind of swiped down by this thing, it has the shadow of a female, of a human, not of its wingspans. And that was kind of what you almost picked up on before when you noticed them flying high above. These creatures seem to look like eagles, seem to have horns on their head, and yet their shadow is very much humanoid. And it's going to go to Doc.
Gross. I will take a bow shot at the troll sharpshooter. I'm going to add on a... I don't suppose he has a weapon to do drop attack, but... No, wait. I'm doing the plus to hit one, rather.
Yep. If you use the plus to hit, you will automatically hit.
Ooh, barely.
And that will kill it.
Nice. Okay. And then if I move up to the edge here, can I look over and see that creature by any chance?
It is thoroughly covered, but that doesn't bother you in the least bit. You feel like you can make a shot off on it.
Okay, sweet. I would like to use my second attack with the bow at that creature. Sharpshooter. 13. Okay. And then I'm going to reach back for my arrow for one more shot, and then instead I'm gonna reach down and grab my flask and pull it out, and I'll take a drink and say nothing like a mid-battle drink, and I will use my. Oh, sorry. What?
13 also hits though.
Oh, it does. Okay, cool. But that was just me using my
Yep, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, that hurts. So 6 hit points.
And then it is going to go. Ooh, you guys see as the troll to the north of Vicious, it kind of coughs one more time and then seems to go limp and expire. Go to Arla.
I'm guessing if I stand on the bridge, I can't attack the harpy thing underneath me, right?
It would be from where you're at. You currently cannot see it. If you move to the edge, you can surely try to see what you can see. Yeah, it would be in like 3/4 cover from the edge there. So +5 to its AC.
I'm never going to hit that, but I'll give it a go.
If you think positively, you might just roll because it's just a dice generator.
True, but it's been a year now. 18.
Do you want that to miss?
Well, obviously not.
That hits. Wait, you're
Oh,
throwing
right
your
then.
lance at it?
No, I'm stabbing at it. It's got 10-foot range in it.
It's below 10 feet down there. The actual like height difference is. Yeah, I thought you were going for a thrown weapon.
I'll change it to a thrown weapon then.
Well, even then, a +1, you don't have a magical thrown weapon.
Yeah, I was just going to re-roll, but do you want me to just leave it and then my turn?
You can re-roll, yeah. You're looking for 18 to hit it.
I want.
Nobody down there to hit on accident.
And a 25 for piercing damage.
25 will hit, and that javelin will be gone. Or, I guess we'll see whether that javelin's gone, but I think it's safe to, at very least, at present, remove that.
Alright, not to worry. Yeah, I'll end my turn. Oh, well, I'll move back around to here and then end my turn.
The troll on the ground to the south of Vicious doesn't seem to be regenerating in any way, but it also still seems to be breathing, and it will go to Hadar. Oh, wait a second. My bad. Not to Hadar yet. There is one more of these other creatures. It is going to swoop down to gore at Arlisle. I think that's a 11 will miss. And then it is going to slash at Vicious. And that will be 23 against Vicious.
All right.
And that will do 9 piercing damage, so 4 piercing. So it's going to like fly over Arlisle's head and then swoop around towards Vicious and remain rather low over her head as it slashes at her with her talons. And it's going to go to Hadar.
Well,
So is this just by luck that the harpies and the trolls are hanging together?
What would give Vicious a reason to know? Otherwise, you can just roll a flat nature check.
I guess it doesn't really matter, but it seems strange.
I think it is a safe call for you to recognize that these creatures that have been flying overhead have been watching you all like carrion for quite some time now, and they seem to have noticed when you encountered the trolls and are like scavengers. They're going in for a final kill at an ideal moment.
Oh, okay. They're not friends.
They could hang out sometimes, you never know.
Maybe have a drink.
Yeah, they could just be Facebook friends though, you know, they've got them on their friends list, but they don't actually know 'em.
So this is their first meetup? Ah, this is a sad meetup.
Yeah, we just interrupted their Tinder date.
I'm gonna roll into the range. I'm gonna use my quarter staff first with 2 hands. 16 to hit.
16 hits.
for 5 damage. 11. I meant I did it with 2 hands. Yeah. And the next attack, can I perform it with 1 hand then? Because I would want to do the next one with 1 hand.
You can switch to one hand whenever you would like.
Alright. 25 to hit.
Is
For
this
8
one-handed?
damage. Yeah, one-handed. I wanted to switch because I don't know. I'm not sure if I do use a double-handed attack. Can I use my bonus action, the unarmed strike? I don't think so. I'm not sure.
There is essentially no reason for you to ever attack with your quarterstaff not two-handed.
Well,
Ignore what I did.
But alright, good to know. So, but I'm
But
gonna
yes,
stick
Vicious,
to the one-handed
anytime you
instead.
click one of those pink things, it will roll damage dice.
Yeah, I didn't. I was just curious as to why it was there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to hit it again with an unarmed strike. For 9 to hit, I think that will be.
A 9 will miss.
Yeah, and that would be the end of my turn.
It's going to go over to Vicious.
Alright, so I will continue attacking this weird thing that's near me.
As you look into its face, it seems to be excellent. A deer-shaped form that has massive antlers as it's staring down into your face for 12 damage.
I thought it was like a woman. Human.
You know, everybody else, if you discussed it with them, you might find that it did look like a quite beautiful young woman. But for you, nope, you saw some sort of a deer.
Okay.
And it's going to crumble into the ground. As it dies at your feet, it will turn back into the form of a young woman before your eyes.
With wings or without?
Entirely humanoid at that point.
Totally strange.
Absolutely.
So, did we just kill a human that flies
if
around?
Is that then the end of your turn?
Yes, that's the end of my turn, and I'm asking everybody else.
Yep, it'll go to Tinus from there.
All right. Let's see. I think, how far down is it in the canyon currently?
I think it's about 20 feet down the canyon.
Perfect. So still within spell range. Yeah, Tinus is going to cast Toll the Dead on that one down there.
It's going to take full damage on that. And that's why I said we might as well mark that javelin off, because that too is going to turn into a female form that falls to the ground, and it has probably another 70 feet to fall, so you'll hear the slightest bit of crunch as the bones are just emulsified as this creature falls to the ground.
Min.
Ew. Mince.
Marking off an arrow as well.
Yeah, anything that you shot at that thing and missed, or shot at that thing and hit, will be gone.
Well, that was disgusting. And then, yeah, gonna end my turn there. Don't need a bonus action heal.
So to Doc.
We'll start by looking over at Vicious and saying, I heard what you said, Vicious. It's not herpes, it's a cold sore.
Harpies?
For what it's worth at this point, my point of describing the trolls is those things can come back to life on you. So it would probably behoove you all to remove the threat of that last troll. But other than that, we can kind of clean up this combat, and you guys can step out of combat.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get defensive. I thought you said herpes.
I believe harpies. A, not E.
What
Who
was
would
that
have this?
thing?
I don't want to say. Kind of eye stock.
Doc's going to definitely examine the body.
Tinus will start to head back towards the caravan to see if they're okay back there. Go ahead, push this body off the edge of the bridge.
It is not on the bridge.
Ah, good, good, good.
Roll an investigation for me, Doc.
Just to specify, I'm only 30% being creepy because it's a woman.
It is a completely nude, what appears to be a young woman. Her body is absolutely caked with dirt, grime, and tons of caked on blood. Her face is absolutely covered in blood. And she, for all intents and purposes, looks like a wild creature. There's clear and obvious reasons that you recognize this as a human, besides the fact that you saw its wings disappear as you all killed it, besides the fact that you saw its female face and heard its humanoid voice. But everything about how this thing has transformed in front of you gives you just a very eerie, creepy feeling. And as you investigate it, roll a nature check for me. Or actually, I guess Arcana. Thing isn't how you've heard of harpies in, like, your youth, or how people have described harpies in myth. It seems something other. It's definitely a weird and interesting creature to come across. And you kind of gather that a harpy wouldn't turn back into a female upon death.
Doc will pull out his tinderbox and light a cigarette, take a big hit. Still warm. I've done worse.
And what is your thought going back towards the caravan for Tynus?
Oh, he's going back just to make sure that the caravan wasn't attacked while they were distracted. I don't know if I should be moving my token, but yeah.
As you head back towards the caravan, you see somebody kind of pop out who seems to have been watching you all, and he kind of like rushes up towards you and throws his arm around you. Thank you, thank you. I can't believe you all fought all of those. That was wonderful. It was incredible.
Oh, well, yeah. The onus goes to all of us. I appreciate the gesture. Is the caravan all right, though? No one was attacked while we were distracted, yes?
Oh, yes, they're fine. I've been actually watching out for you this entire time to make sure that we could keep an eye on you, and I could keep an eye on them to make sure that there wasn't a reason to call you all back. That was incredible what you all did. I can't believe you're walking after that.
Well, I've definitely been in better condition, but I'm more grateful that our caravan is safe and we can proceed onward.
That was
Who are
so
you, if you
brave
don't
of you,
mind
though.
me asking? What is your name, if you don't mind me asking? I don't think I've seen you around.
But your bravery, it was incredible. Surely you've seen me in the party. I've been riding on one of the more forward of the caravan, of the wagons. You haven't seen me yet? I'm sure we've spoken already.
I don't believe we have, but for now, I would like to check on the caravan directly. And he will
Yes, come this
continue
way.
past this person.
Let's walk back to the caravan!
Okay, can I get an insight on that?
Roll an insight check.
Yeah, the whole yelling, him kind of alerting someone else, that sets me off. 11.
Seems to be somebody who's just been really nervous in the past few moments, and perhaps his adrenaline is flowing.
Do we see this happening? Do we recognize this person? Or
Tynus
No,
is going to
this is
put
out
a
of
hand
sight
on
of
his-
everybody.
Yeah, Tynus is going to put a hand on his shoulder and say, "One moment, I want to celebrate with the rest of my party," and he will turn back.
You get knocked out from behind.
Fuck. All right.
Ow.
Can I shriek in pain in the last moments of my
Nope.
consciousness?
Nope.
Dang it.
So when the party eventually makes their way back, you will find Tynus on the ground unconscious. And Tynus, you will no longer have... Let's pick some items. I've told you guys multiple times, you are here investigating cultists. You should not be trusting these people.
Yeah, fair is fair. My insight, if only been higher roll.
I rolled a 17 for him.
Ooh boy. I mean, technically I'm proficient and have a +6, so that was just the dice screwing me over there.
Yeah, he would have had a plus, though, so regardless. It was the type of thing where you would have heard his voice kind of like break, but essentially you would have been like, damn, this guy's just stressed out from adrenaline.
Fair.
Yeah, you're going to be missing 300 gold worth of diamonds. We're going to assume that you carry a set of diamonds on you, prepared to
does.
resurrect somebody. But
Yep,
not all of
always
them,
has 'em.
because I don't think you would carry diamonds that you essentially can't use.
No, he only carries one set of the Revivify diamonds. Let's not plan for 2 people to die in one game. Oh, that sucks. Let me go mark that off.
It is marked off of your D&D Beyond already.
All right. Oh yeah, Tinus is on the ground for you guys. He's knocked out. He only had 3 HP, so that went hard.
So we're all present now. We just find him like laying on the ground unconscious.
Yeah, as you all head back, like minutes later, you see Tinus is kind of just around the first of the switchbacks, and he is unconscious on the ground. You see, like, little bits of signs that, let's see. Doc and Vicious, you were leading before. Let me have the two of you roll an insight. Yeah, you see signs that it seems like, though it looks like he'd, like, just kind of, like, fell over, perhaps from exhaustion from having been
Ooh, that should have been a
knocked out.
16. I don't know
Yeah,
if that
that's
makes a
still fine.
difference.
Essentially, like, walking around the corner, you notice, like, it looks more or less like he fell over from his wounds before, but the last few moments, like, it only takes a few moments of kind of glancing across how everything is kind of situated, that it does seem like some of his equipment seems like it was tossed through in a very cursory, quick fashion. But yeah, you kind of walk around the corner and notice Tinus is unconscious on the ground.
Something doesn't seem right, Vicious. It looks like someone's been through his things. I doubt if he fell asleep from exhaustion. And I will pull out my water, whatchamacallit, and kind of splash some in his face and try to bring him to.
Hey, Tinus, wake up. Wake up.
Do I wake up?
Does he need to be healed first, or is he just like unconscious, like but not like down to 0 hit points?
It's essentially one of those things where you can choose to knock somebody unconscious and not kill them. So he is essentially at, I think, what, you were at 3, so we'll put you at 1 hit point.
All right, then yes, they splash water on Tinus's face. He just, what happened? Where did he go?
Where did who go, Tinus? What are you doing by yourself?
I was going back to check on the caravan, and one of the, well, I guess it wasn't one of the caravanners whom I'd never seen, began to speak to me about watching our exploits. I became suspicious and attempted to turn around, and he knocked me out. He starts to pat himself down to see if he has everything.
Did you get a good look at him?
Oh, I certainly saw his face, and I don't forget a face quickly.
Roll a intelligence check for me.
Can I have advantage because of my keen mind?
Looks like he was looking for something. Appears like he's rifled through your things.
Our diamonds are gone.
That's not funny.
We'll have to get some more for Revivify.
I guess
Well,
no
we
one
find
better
these
die.
ones and take them back. You got my amulet and your diamonds, so
I had meant to speak to you about that.
Let's see. Roll a wisdom for me. If that's a high enough DC, you were actually, like, getting a look at his face when he initially talked to you, and then you have advantage on the other.
Got it?
But yeah, essentially
Yeah,
his
5.
whole goal was to, like, detract you from actually taking a moment to look at him, and he was essentially turning his face from you. The little bits of information that you have about who it was seem to describe almost any given person who's in traveling clothes, who hasn't showered in a while, like the dirt on his face. You basically gather enough information that it's solidly a third, if not a half, of this entire caravan fits the bill. Like, they've got, like, stubble and facial hair growing on their face. It's just a lot of different things that you remember. are almost inconsequential. Perhaps it's from getting knocked out, perhaps it's from having been knocked out by the trolls, but just the little bits of information are kind of lost in translation there.
Yes, unfortunately, any description I could give would describe just about a quarter of our companions traveling with us.
Vicious, have a look at these tracks and see if they lead back towards the caravan, if you could tell.
All right, I will do that. Tinus, are you sure you're feeling all right?
I definitely need quite a bit of rest, but otherwise I am healthy. I'm just rather remorseful that we lost those diamonds. We're at a lot greater risk now.
Yes, looks like your priority to find your amulet has just become a little more important.
I wanted
Provided
to
it's the
speak
same
with you.
person.
I wanted to speak with you about that, Arlisle. When we return and I've gotten some rest, though, I don't fancy myself going after any sort of thief in my current condition.
Well, a bit of rest first, and then we can reassess, eh?
Yes, let's go.
But if they are at the camp and, the trail's fresh, we want to find as much information out now as we can. Bearing in mind as well, we're supposed to be staying sort of undercover here, aren't we? We're supposed to be finding out about this cult without revealing ourselves.
Make a intelligence check for me, Arla. Call that one with advantage because you guys need to recognize this at this point. You understand that the way you all have been acting, the way you all have been traveling, you are traveling with the cult. They pretty well know that you are a party.
Is
Okay.
Vicious able to determine if that whoever robbed Tinus was part of the party, like traveling with us, or if it was just like tracks off into nowhere?
From what you can tell, nobody has actual survival, so it's going to be pretty vague, like what even a roll could come up with. But from what you all can tell, it seems like all of the tracks are basically leading to this bridge, and there's probably a good maybe 5 or 10 people who have walked back to the caravan from this point. From what it's worth, there has not been a single person who stood there and walked away from Tinus. It seems like there have been more people than just a single person at that kind of overlook from the switchback.
Affirmative.
But yeah, your skills in this party are rather isolated too. You guys almost all have the exact same skills.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Vicious had survival. That's why I said asked for her to do it. But perhaps we should wait to confront whoever this is, or to try to get to the bottom of it. See who's acting funny, get in a little rest, and then when we're back to full strength, perhaps we should confront them before this situation gets any more escalated.
Yeah, so with that, we're just heading back to the caravan.
And continue on your way.
Yes.
Yeah, could we get the caravan, get to the other end of the bridge, and then potentially take a short rest somewhere in there?
You all have basically just taken the kind of lunch/midday short rest where you would rest the horses. So it is not ideal caravan wise, but again, most people understand that you all have done quite a bit to help and assist the caravan from the undead, and it seems like the caravan seems to be relatively following your lead.
Just out of curiosity, what sort of condition is everyone in to continue on into a nightfall?
So long
I'm
as there's not
feeling.
another combat, I will be fine, but I am very much close to going down myself.
I'm fine. I basically didn't take part in that last combat. You guys look like you had a lot of fun, though.
I'm doing quite well.
I thought I saw you hit a woman with a spear, but maybe that was just some smoke in my eye.
Yeah, I nearly tickled her with it and then lost the javelin and another one that I missed with. But, progress.
At least you scored a hit. I lost the arrow or two as well, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah, I think I did more damage than you overall. I did 4. How much did you do?
I think it was 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. Haydar, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling like shit. Yeah.
And Vicious, you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Well, what's the consensus? Should we gather the caravan and continue on, or shall we take a short break?
Let's at least have lunch.
Yeah, lunch sounds great.
All right, so I think we'll gather the caravan, move them to this side of the bridge, like the side that we're going in that direction, and then attempt to rest up for an hour and lunch and whatnot.
Bade looks at Hadar and kind of takes a moment to say, if you want a second lunch, you're going to have to pay for it today. There's no eating 2 lunches within a half hour of one and the other. You've got to slow that down there. I appreciate you fighting for us, but you got to slow down your eating, son. You are as wide as you are tall. And everybody else's wagons do a relatively similar level of, they deny the thought of feeding you twice for lunch today. But they otherwise follow your lead, and you all can take a short rest.
Don't you worry now. I'll be drinking my lunch. Anyone else care for a little fire water? And then I'm actually going to give Hadar one of my rations as well.
I'll take a
marked it off.
swig, but I'll wipe the
you.
rim first.
Yeah, better wipe that twice. Maybe heat it up first, if you know what I mean. And I was joking about the herpes thing and the cold sores. I'm clean as a whistle.
Sure you are, mate.
Yeah, been better, been worse, I should say.
I just don't want to catch that awful cough you've got.
What do you mean? I'm in my prime. I've been feeling better, actually. I think I coughed loose whatever was lingering down in there.
Oh, very good then. Onwards and upwards from here then.
He'll take a deep breath. Nope, still there.
Let me have everybody roll a perception check.
Nice.
My out of combat rolls have been really low today.
Another one from me.
Josh notices nothing.
Josh, one day you're going to reverse like the algorithm on this dice rolling app and you're just going to roll like all 20s and you're not even going to know what to do with yourself.
Well, I'll look forward to that day, whenever that might be.
Bro, you know what they say. 9 months in, you got to be due by now, right?
Yeah, just saving up all that luck, mate.
Doc, Vicious, and Hadar each kind of glance through their stuff, and you just get an eerie feeling that everything's been tossed through in your backpack.
I guess I think someone stole my food.
Nothing seems to be missing. Well, actually, no, Hadar definitely feels like food is missing. It's like, I had like 45 pounds of food in this backpack. Why is there only 2 rations left?
How could this happen? I thought I had so much food with me.
You probably forgot you ate it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just randomly gone missing, Hadar. Don't worry, we'll get you some more.
Well, I think I think there's some ties around here. I think we should definitely we need to catch them. I mean, and they definitely will have some food there.
Yes, I think we should rest up a little and then get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, these fucking food types.
I was a little more concerned about the diamonds, but
You know, you have your priorities, I have my priorities.
So if everybody has taken their short rests, you all get back on the road a little bit after, probably by like 2 or so in the evening. You all have made pretty poor time for what it's worth on this occasion, simply because you've essentially been traveling up the switchbacks of the Trollclaws and then had kind of 2 breaks back to back there.
Plus we fought a horde of undead and then fought a bunch of trolls and some weird bird ladies. That'll slow us down as well.
so wait, is that right? It's 7 plus 3, but it made it 13? Oh, never mind.
No,
10,
you
10.
already have the +3 added.
My bad. I saw it right after I said that.
As you all start to head down the other side of these mountains here, this is kind of the first time that you all start to see like a clearing in the weather, and the rain seems to be at least starting to show the first signs of sunlight peeking through on the other side of these mountains. And you otherwise have a rather uneventful day as you all progress towards the evening. Some of the different wagon and merchants try to push on a little bit later in the day, but you all kind of recognize that at some point you're going to have to choose a spot to camp still inside of the Trollclaws.
Shall we try and get to the bottom of this tonight, or save it for a fresh day?
Well, why don't we sleep in shifts? We'll group together, camp together, and then yeah. Or even if we don't, we stay sleeping where we normally sleep, and have just breaks so one person at least is awake at any time and just keeps their eye out, and then we approach the thieves in the camp in the morning.
So leave it till morning. That's not a bad idea. Perhaps we should thumb around a little and see if we can get an idea as to who's responsible for this. Can we sort of as we bed up for the night or whatever, can we sort of like talk to some of our allies? Can I ask like my two guards or wagon attendants if we saw anybody kind of like janky looking, like kind of leave the caravan or whatever?
So as part of your wagon, you have been traveling with Oin, yourself, Carr, Fatil, and then the teamster for your wagon is Falasi.
Ooh, I didn't have that one. Falasi is the other one?
Well, like I said last week, the caravan was like high 30s to mid 40 people. It is not easy to populate 40 NPCs like that quick. So a lot of this creation has been last minute.
You're fine. I got the other ones all their names down. I just didn't realize I had one more. Okay, so can I kind of like talk to them and see if they notice some people like slinking away?
As you kind of go over, it seems like everybody seems to, like from your wagon, those 4 people, they all kind of have the same thought that like they tried to keep like a lookout, like keeping an eye, like jotting an eye back towards the caravan on a regular basis. But most of the caravan was all kind of looking off at different points, trying to watch to see how you all were doing, trying to hear word, and trying to basically hide from sight of the eagles up above. And that's the general idea that everybody gives to you.
No worries, friends. I'm just glad that everyone's all right. Appreciate that you were conscientious. I appreciate that you were worried about us. That's all.
We appreciate everything that you were able to do for us. I don't believe that we could have. I think it's almost 4 days to divert off of this trail through the Trollclaws. I don't think there's another way to go through these mountains without going nearly all the way to Solbar.
No worries, friends. We weren't going to divert anyway. All right, so I guess they're pretty much the only people that I've really like been interacting with. So I guess with that, I'm good. Kind of questioning and maybe leave it till the morning. But I was definitely trying to kind of keep it discreet so that they like obviously they know they robbed us, but they don't know that we're like specifically looking for them right now.
Yeah, I think you all already have a rather good sense that you're probably, if there's cultists inside of your caravan, you all rather expect that they know who you are and what you're doing. They might not know your history from Greenest, but I feel like you all have not hidden your presence as more than just hired hands.
I got you. I just didn't want to like provoke like a preemptive before everybody's all rested up is all I was getting at.
So with that in mind, I believe everybody would basically sit back down, take a long rest. You all are still high in the troll skulls. It's still like a light rain, but this seems to have been the first signs that you all were actually making it out the other side of the rain. And you have one more night inside of the mountains, and hopefully you will drop through the foothills the next day. So again, any hit dice that you have used, I think you guys are level 5. That means you can gain, I think, 3 hit dice back. If you have used more than 3, you will lose those extras until the next time you take a long rest. But other than that, you should be back up to full everything. Anybody trying to accomplish anything through the evening?
Are we doing shifts and watching the sketchy people, or are we just sleeping?
Tynus, for once, is actually just going to sleep. He is not in any position to do anything.
I need you to give me more information than watching sketchy people, because everybody is acting the same. So unless you're describing something, you're just getting a lot of the same from these people.
Well, I was being paraphrasing then because I'd already said it in quite a bit of detail. But the point was that we were watching out for thieves because things been stolen just now, and I got my thing stolen from me in the middle of the night. So my point was that we looked out for each other, where took it in turns for one person to stay awake for an hour at a time or whatever, so that everyone still gets a long rest in, and then therefore we watch to see if anybody tries to come up to each other, whether we're in tents or sleeping in rolls under the stars or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just one person awake at all times to see if there's anybody skulking around the camp when they should be asleep, who isn't up to just tend to horses or whatever, and it's somebody who appears to be trying to do nefarious things, whether that's stealing from people or passing information around or what. Just an eye on the camp, particularly over other members of our party.
All right, so what is the watch order?
I'll go first, whatever, don't mind.
Yeah, I can go second.
Tynus will go last.
Go third.
Let me get 2 perceptions from Arlo.
All right, one sec.
2 perceptions from Doc. 2 perceptions from Vicious. 2 perceptions from Hadar. And 2 perceptions from Tynus. As you all go through the evening, you all on your separate little watches seem to notice that there's usually, again, 6 or 7 other people who are on watch. The caravan watches in a general idea that each wagon has 3 or 4 people who are sufficiently ready for battle on some front that they are able to take watch and be little bits of guards. You all see a pretty regular course of movement here and there across the day or across the night. Nobody seems especially shady. There's certainly plenty of gambling. There's plenty of people who are sitting around Bade's cart drinking and getting like merry a little bit late in the day. But overall, there's nothing that is especially shady beyond what you all have kind of already seen. There's plenty of carts that the people kind of stick to themselves, and there's other carts that they seem to kind of gather together along the lines of like the people that you all kind of gambled with at some point as well. Overall, doesn't really seem any different than the nights before. When you all do wake up the next day, though, Vicious and Hadar, both of you might find that you are missing potions. You seem to have been robbed in the middle of the night.
Hadar, did you lose anything?
I mean, you would tell everybody. You don't know that Hadar was the other person who had something stolen.
Oh, okay. I tell everybody. I don't know where my potions went.
What potion went missing? What did it do?
Healing?
Your potion of water breathing.
Oh, my potion of water breathing, which is never that handy.
But it sure looks pretty.
Well, it does somebody some good.
And I also rolled to steal your maul, but I thought it might be a little bit mean to take your maul from you.
And kind of huge obvious.
Well,
Yeah, that would be mean.
it's
That'd be
not
a
meant
mean thing
not
to
to
do.
be obvious. You all are meant to know that you are in a camp of cultists, and they fucking know who you all are. That is my point with all of this.
No, if somebody else is walking around with it, it will look really out of place.
There are 9 wagons currently in your caravan train that you all have not even begun to look under a single one.
Doc will quickly count all his daggers. 13. Yep, they're all here.
13 daggers.
I'll count my arrows too.
So
7.
we're supposed to look under the wagons and in them and ask questions.
You guys
Here's
have
a-
done no investigation. The closest you've done to investigating the cultists were basically standing up when they were hiring guards and saying, "We are a party of 5 adventurers. Does anybody want to hire all 5 of us?"
So
I
we're
can
all
try.
rested up. Should we do a little shakedown, sort of like a, little time to search everybody's shit and find our diamonds, or what? I mean, do we have a better route, or is that just what we should do? Because this is getting awfully tiresome.
Yeah, I'm about.
Actually, on that front, I do have a way to make this potentially easier. Thanks to the Lord Lothander, I have the ability to locate an object magically.
Sounds good. We could try that with one of the potions or my amulet or something. Yep.
It has to be something that I am aware of, but a potion of water breathing isn't a very common item, so I don't think I'll need as much detail to locate it.
What
So,
about one of the diamonds? That seems like that would be a top priority, and it's something that you had on your person, no?
it is, but diamonds are fairly indistinct from one another. I wouldn't have a very solid grasp of a pile of diamonds in my mind. But again, the magic of a potion of water breathing is a distinct item, and not likely to trigger any potential duplicates to my spell.
That's true. And if we get to the bottom of one thief, worst case scenario, we have to find the next one. I'd just rather
Exactly.
know who bashed you over the head.
I would like to get those diamonds back as well. They are top priority to me, but I'm assuming our thief is working either alone or with others, and if we can find one, we can root out the rat's nest.
I'd agree, and I'll go back to what I was saying the other day as well. And it's if it comes to it, I reckon we rally everyone in the camp together for a caravan meeting, and we announce that there's thieves in the amidst. Has anybody else had anything go missing? And then zone of truth on everyone. And then if that fails, then we just go straight to those bloody clearly cultist people and start asking questions, and then maybe potentially start stabbing.
Tanis, I'm not as familiar with magic, but if you do your little uh, search out the magical stuff thing, um, will it let you know like exactly where the item is, or who has it, or how does that work exactly?
What it will do is allow me to know the location of the object. If the object is moving, I'll know the direction it's moving in. But if I know the object well enough, yes, it will tell me where it is. So long as it's within 1,000 feet of me.
Okay, that seems ideal. I'd like to catch these thieves by surprise if we can confront them so they don't have the opportunity to ditch or stash or any bullshit.
Yes. Well then, let's proceed with this. And Tynus will begin to concentrate, as Locate Object is a concentration spell. And he will cast Locate Object, trying to find Vicious's Potion of Water Breathing.
Oh, Lyle, I'm not against your idea though either. Perhaps once we already know where the idea is, we can give them a chance without them knowing that we know that they have it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. But I was thinking my plan was more of a contingency one, anyone like a final line of getting to the bottom of this, is if all else fails.
Gotcha. Understood.
And then the
Right.
contingency plan for the contingency plan is to start stabbing.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here too, because my contingency plan for my primary plan for the backup plan was to just stab until we get answers anyway. So
That can be plan E then.
yeah, I'm not as resourceful when it comes to that type of thing, but sharp enough knife always gets some answers one way or the other. It's just a question of if they're real answers or if they're just saying whatever they want you or think you want them to say.
So as Tynus is walking around the caravan towards breakfast time, you quickly come up on someone who you've enjoyed quite long conversations with, and he very quickly starts to chat you up about the fine wonders of
Oh no! No!
porcelains.
Oh no! Just Tynus is going to put his foot down on this one and say, I cannot speak with you right now. I am busy as a guard for this caravan. I am doing my daily patrol. Another time, my friend. And he will walk on.
So you got a sense that the porcelain dealer seems to have that potion in his general vicinity, but you ran away from any more knowledge of porcelain.
Yeah, well, if I got that sense, then I will sort of wander back towards the party, keeping the appearance that I'm just patrolling around, and speak to them. That was harrowing. The the potion of water breathing seems to be in the vicinity or within the wagon, most likely, of the porcelain cellar.
Really, the porcelain seller, you say?
Yes, that was the sense I was given. I didn't, I admit, in a moment of weakness, I didn't stick around to gather further information. I can't endure another lecture.
He didn't strike me as the type that would risk his neck for a potion.
It seems potentially the items are being hidden among the caravan. That is to say, the thief isn't keeping all the items with them. Of course, this is giving him the benefit of the doubt. He may simply be a cultist who is very, very annoying.
We could always zone a truth him.
We've already seen that zone of truth without some sort of affability isn't particularly effective. I believe a more direct approach may be necessary.
What if we combine your zone of truth, Arlisle, with my methodology of interrogation at the point of a blade?
Oh, the old 1-2, I like it.
There's also the fact that we would look rather menacing if we were to suddenly hold one of the caravanners at knife point and start casting spells around him.
Doc,
At
you
least
would
that's
notice Falashi, the teamster from your wagon, is kind of staring at you. Are we ready to go, sir? Everybody seems to have prepared their wagons.
Not quite yet, Falashi. We need to get to the bottom of something before we depart for the day.
How
Okay, so
long do you expect the delay might be, sir?
Oh,
We're nearly out
probably.
of these troll skulls, and I feel like or troll claws. Everybody seems quite ready to be away from these mountains. Dragon Spear's so close.
Yes, probably just a couple of minutes. I have a feeling that we're going to make really good time because we should have a few less traveling with us, and perhaps we can spread out the extra resources amongst the party for the inconvenience.
Extra resources, yes, that's extra resources.
Yes, that's correct. Extra resources. I have a feeling that we're going to be traveling a few people light in a moment.
Intriguing, sir. Well, we're ready. We're all set to go. I think the whole train's ready to go.
How often can you use that spell, Tanis?
It is currently still active and will be for the next 10 minutes, so long as I hold concentration on it, but I can cast it thrice a day.
Is there another item we could see if it leads us to that same gentleman again?
Certainly, I will end the casting for this one and cast it again, looking for a different item. Hadar, you also lost something. What potion did you lose?
I'll stop you
Or,
right there. I don't believe you ever would have had a chance to see it, let
oh,
alone get familiar with it.
all right, no, fair enough. Well then, Arlisle, if you can describe your amulet sufficiently enough to me, I believe perhaps the spell could work to find it.
Yes, well, it's an amulet which is in honor of my patron Sum, and it's golden. It's got a sort of the beautiful visage of Suma herself on the front of it, with her red flowing hair, which is in some form of stone that I've never really cared to do much investigation on. It's about I don't know, palm sized, I guess, and weighs, I'd probably say, well, a few pounds at least. Let's say at least it's something. It's of considerable heft for an amulet anyway. And it's completely pristine. It gets cleaned regularly.
May
See,
have a
golden amulet
perception
to
from
Sue.
you at disadvantage.
All right.
Would you not have seen it hanging from my neck for the past, like, however long we've been in a party for?
You've worn the thing and you couldn't even describe the stone. This is purely to see if he ever got a peek of it while you all were basically in battle. He would have
All right.
met you all. He would have met you when you all went into the dragon caves, and then you basically got pulled away to the bartender.
That is a 16.
So you feel vaguely confident that you're familiar enough with Soon to be able to try to locate a amulet that would be dedicated to Soon.
All right. I'm aware of Soon. I believe this can work. And once again, he will cast Locate Object, focusing on Arlyle's Amulet of Soon. And with the casting complete, he once again begins to just walk around the caravan wagons, trying to feel that magical pull as Lathander leads him.
You're kind of drawn through the camp and eventually find yourself at a cart of dwarves.
Without the threat of lecture this time, he's going to take a moment to look over the cart and see if any of those dwarves are willing to speak to him.
You see nothing of the cart. Every single one of these wagons is covered by a tarpaulin, as it's been raining, and even before the rain they were all covered in tarpaulins. But the what appears to be the wagon master seems to kind of look down on you and kind of say, "Oh, are we ready to go? Are you all set up and finished about your dilly-dally? Everybody's pretty excited to get out of the Trollclaws."
In just a moment, there's only one more thing I need to know before we can head off. What is it that you are taking to Waterdeep?
I'm surely not taking busy parties. What's it matter to you?
It's important for us going forward to maintain the safety of the caravan. I believe someone may be using your wagon without your knowledge, and I have reason to believe...
That's hogwash. Ain't nobody gonna be using my wagon but me. This is my property and I'm the one who owns it.
I wholeheartedly agree, but that is why I need to know, what is it that you are carrying to Waterdeep? That way I
Look,
can know
we
for
rightly
certain.
appreciate what you all have done, sticking your necks out, but that's why people pay you in a caravan. As a lowly god, you fight the shit that kills.
Exactly. And as a lowly guard, I'm trying to make sure the shit that kills, as you put it, isn't going to come after you next. What are you carrying to Waterdeep?
I assure you, I don't need you.
Very well. And
May I
kind of...
just interject for a moment there, dwarf?
What are you looking to interject?
Oh, just like to have a word with you. My name's Doc, and you say this is your wagon here, and everything inside of it belongs to you, yes?
It is indeed, filthy human.
Do you happen to be in possession of a amulet? And I'll describe it vaguely from what Arlau described it as.
He spits a massive green loogie at your feet. Fuck your human gods.
I'll assume that's a no then. So what's going to be happening next is we're going to go ahead and have a look through your wagon, and if I should find the amulet, you will find the edge of my blade as well.
You see as two dwarves stand forward as they both pull massive battle axes from their back and stand between you and their wagon master.
I'll stand next to him.
Searching through here.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll move up and I'll stand next to you, mate.
Here's the thing. If you have nothing to hide, then there's nothing to worry about. But we just so happen to be missing a couple of items. And when our magic user over here cast a little spell that tells us exactly where they're located. They point directly to this wagon here, and you seem to be awfully suspicious.
Maybe your magic user ain't got no clue what the fuck he's using.
Maybe you're right, but if you say that you don't have this amulet, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah,
Simply
we're
allow us to
free
search.
dwarves. Free dwarves ain't got no reason to be looking under no searches. You ain't got no right to be searching us.
Consider it a common courtesy. Perhaps you let us have a look, and if we don't find it, I'll adequately compensate you for the inconvenience.
What sort of compensation do you have?
Well, if we have a look through your things and we don't find said amulet, it's not in your cart or on your person, I'll throw a couple golds your way for the inconvenience.
Couple of gold ain't worth my time to open up my goods. We've got everything packaged for a long journey across the Sword Coast. There ain't no reason to take the time to be searching through it. We ain't got no thieves on this here wagon.
How much gold is worth your time, then, my friend? Doc will light a cigarette.
I would need 20 pieces to open up my cases, and I could show you the wonderful goods of lie.
We'll have a look, and if we find the amulet, we'll have business to attend to, and if we don't, I'll pay you 10 gold pieces for the inconvenience.
I said 20, and you're paying me 20 to look.
I'll look over at Tynus. How sure are you that it's in this cart right here? And like, can you walk around the cart and it tells you like it's directly in the cart specifically? Like if you do a circle around it, or how does that work?
If I do a circle around it, the direction of the magic would continue to pull me towards the cart from where I understand the spell. So, yeah, I'm maintaining concentration. So, Tynus will just sort of circle around the cart to make sure that it is continuing to point directly at it.
We've a deal then. 20 gold pieces. We'll have a look, and if we don't find it, I will pay you. I'm a man of my word.
You're not looking through my cart if you don't pay me. You pay, then you can look. It's a cost to view my wonders.
Fair enough. You can have the gold up front, and if we find what we'll need, I'll get my gold back one way or the other. So I guess we have 20 gold between us right now. I don't know if I get paid until the end, but I don't have that much on me.
We have 63 gold pieces in the party loot, so yep, we have more than enough.
All right, so we'll give him 20 gold and have a look-see.
As you all start collecting the gold up, he starts to throw back the tarp, and he opens up different cases that have different like small bottles in them, both vial size all the way up to almost like small bottles of wine. And then he has some larger cask size things, all of which have a beautiful and fine scent to them. And eventually he shows off that he has a bunch of different cooking oils as well as perfumes.
And as he opens up every individual box, Tynus will be standing.
He does not open up every individual box.
Oh,
He shows you what he has.
well then,
Well, like how much can Tynus use this spell to like specifically get the location of it? Like,
I would say overall it is a general idea that this item seems to be somewhere around this cart, but he's not getting like a compass like tracked onto a magnet.
but like
I'm
when he
just-
does a circle around the cart, can he tell if it's specifically like in the cart or not?
Yeah, it's essentially directional where he gets a sense that it's probably on this cart.
Okay.
Well, then, yeah. Then Tynus will say, continue to unload.
You didn't
Yes,
pay for shit.
We're not taking shit.
Your boy here, he's gotten to see what I have under the cart. He gets to see what I sell. Fine perfumes and wonderful cooking oils. That's what you all
I
paid for.
I said I would give you 20 gold if I could look through your cart and you didn't have the amulet. Not that you could show me what you chose to show me, or else why would I give you 20 gold to show off your goods to sell to me?
Yes, we need to look directly.
Perhaps you all don't understand what you paid for.
Sounds to me like you're the one who's confused, my friend. So get unloading the carts, or I'll be honest with you, I've had it with you, and I'm gonna start fucking stabbing.
You see
Yes,
as pretty much every single wagon from the caravan is looking at you all right now.
I
It's
think
fine.
it would be in your best interest, Dwarf, to just turn over the amulet and leave here with your life, rather than have to worry about the alternative.
I ain't no thief, and I ain't no crook. You paid to look at my cart. You've seen what I have to sell. If you ain't satisfied, you ain't satisfied. It's not my problem.
Well, these perfumes look very nice. They appear to be in glass bowls. Be difficult to sell them if they suddenly smashed, wouldn't they?
You might find yourself getting murdered there, boy, if you start to smash my shit.
You'd have to kill me before I killed you, and considering the fact you've seen us kill trolls, all kinds of different weird phantoms and zombies and shit, and God knows what else we've killed on this journey, I'm liking my odds a lot more than you should like yours. And let me just be a friend to you here for a second. You've taken a lot of gold from us there. 20 gold was more than generous, and we've been more than hospitable to you. And we're protecting the safety of this caravan. If we're deeming the fact that you are a risk to everyone because you are stealing from people here and you are holding it, and you are also being deceitful in the fact you're changing the deal after it was made, then it would be in the interest of the caravan to, protect them from you and to remove you as a risk. So I suggest that you cooperate, or things will go very badly for you. What's 20 gold to you if you're dead? So think it over, and also think this caravan doesn't move until we say. So we've got all the time in the world, and you can't sell that shit unless you're in Waterdeep, can you? And you can't sell it if it's broken, smashed to pieces, and you can't sell it if you're dead. So give it some thought.
The teamster Enam from Green Imsa's cart rushes over and kind of stands in front of Arlisle. Please, sir, I've been running these ways for 40-something years now. Shit goes missing while you're on a cart. If there's something you need, well, there's no need to take it to bloodshed. I'll pay you your gold, and you can just rest assured that shit goes missing while you're on a caravan. There ain't no need to take it to blood.
There's always a need to take it to blood eventually at some point when somebody's been deliberately like this to us. This is something that's outside of my profession now. I rest assured that everyone here, particularly yourselves who have employed me, will remain safe. But this is something that's personal, not business now. And yes, this kind gentleman here was about to start taking his wares off of his cart. I'm sure you don't charge customers whenever they come to look at your wares 20 gold to look at your wares, do you? Otherwise, you would never make a sale.
I take my wares to market, where I set up the cart. You all are trying to shake me down on the road.
We're trying to retrieve an item that was stolen. Your wares mean nothing to us.
And I ain't got your stolen merchandise.
Then
My
prove us wrong.
mattress. Exactly. Allow us to search. We'll be wrong, you will be right, and we can all proceed.
I think I've done quite a few things in my life, and most of them without permission. So, and with that, Doc will just start looking through the cart.
And there's going to be a battle axe that swings at you. The first one is going to swipe at Doc with his battle axe as he reaches for the cart to start to search it. I believe that's where we left off.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
A 15, I believe 15 misses, Doc.
Depends if I'm just like regular or with my shield or not. Because without my shield, 15 is my armor class.
I would assume, essentially trying to negotiate, that you probably were not wearing your shield. But again, I kind of leave it up to you all how you would like to approach a situation from the start of it. But I want you to actually be realistic about whether you believe during that whole conversation you had your shield out.
Oh, well, it's really your call, man, because Doc's shield is just like a buckler on his arm. So it's perfectly fine if you want to go no shield.
I mean, you kind of already have my opinion of that one, that I don't think it's safe for you to just have a shield that's always attached to your arm, because your arms, both of them, are your deadly weapon in your ability to throw knives.
You threw the cart
Okay.
anyway?
Let's say no shield then.
He will do 21 slashing as he hits you with that X-Swing.
Okay, I'm going to reduce it.
And then the second one is going to hit with an 18.
I would use a luck point on that one.
The higher one is 19. So he's going to do with the second slash 12 damage. What did you roll for the reduce?
I haven't rolled yet. I can't remember if it's plus my fighter level. Plus 3. All right, so 8. What was the damage on the first one?
I think 17. I think the second one was 12. So 9 and 12, 21 total.
All right, so 9 and 11. So wait, 21 was after you minus that out? So 13 I take?
Did you reduce both of those right there?
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, so you take 1 from the second one. And what was it? 6 and 7. Yeah, 17. So it was 13 minus 8, so 5. So 6 total damage.
Okay, got it. And I'm down 2 superiority dice and a lucky.
Next in the order is the other Axeman. He is going to swing on Arlau for a 25. We'll do 9, 13 damage.
Okay.
Second attack is a 22, and he will do 14 damage.
Was that the guy directly south of me or the noble who attacked?
You basically just got attacked from the south of you, and Arlau got attacked from the north of him. Those two are the ones who have just swung. And then from there, it's going to go to Vicious.
All right, I am going to jump onto the cart and start looking through the crates.
I'm going to throw it out there, Vicious. Like, you can do what you want to do, but this is a deadly fucking encounter for you all to fight as a unit.
All right, I will ignore the cart and I will come help my buddies.
Yeah, I just want you to know that you guys need to win this if you want to look through this cart.
And it's already not looking good.
All right, so I'm going to aim for the thing to the northwest of me, go into a rage, and also use my maul.
First attack will plink off of his plate. And the second one, the 22, also will plink off of his plate.
The 22 doesn't hit?
A 22 plinks off of his plate mail.
Okay, well, how are we supposed to hit it then?
With attacks.
Holy crap.
You
I
have a
can't
plus
get
7.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I can do my lightning C damage.
D6.
That's reliable.
So looking at these dudes, are they all in plate mail?
For what it's worth, they all seem to be in traveling clothes. You clearly hear as her mail smacks into plate mail the ring of like extremely heavy armor. So I don't think it's rough to give you all at this point that yes, these dwarves are heavily armored, and they are probably not simply merchants.
Oh, that's it for me. I'm just going to be kind of stunned that this person is not collapsing from my attack.
He could have activated defensive jaws or something as well, but it doesn't seem like it.
Next at 15 will be Dot.
Okay, I will going to attack the main noble with my rapier. I think. Hang on, man. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna attack the main noble with my rapier. No, actually, I'm not. I'm going to use a disengage action to step away. So even if the guy's already attacked, he'll still have a reaction, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I'm just gonna step away normal, I guess.
Without disengaging?
Yeah.
Get 2 attacks on you, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the other option is to basically have to action surge and then just get to make 2 attempted attacks. And I feel like, honestly, like we have to do damage to these guys. And I don't know how well that's going to even work if they're all in plate mail. I have to assume that the only way we're going to win this combat is if they have high armor, high damage, high attacks, and low hit points. Because we already know for sure they have multiple attacks each, they have high armor, and they do high damage.
The Lord is going to swing his rapier at you for a 12 to hit. And then the one who axed you from behind is going to swing his axe at you. I believe that's an 18. Yeah, 18 to hit.
Yeah, 18 hits.
That will be another 15 damage.
Affirmative. All right, so looking back at these guys, can I tell if anybody has less armor on? Like, I mean, I would imagine I'd be able to see if they had armor on under their clothes if it's like plate mail.
Well, again, my point is that they are dwarves. They are quite hefty people unto themselves. You can do a perception check.
Okay, I'll do that. Shit, I accidentally backed out of the game, but I got a 15 on my perception.
I think you might gather that they are all wearing some sort of plate. They all seem to be wearing travel clothes that are quite bulky and quite, like, puffy. So it hides this fact, and then they themselves are short, stout dwarves as well. But, like, even the noble himself, he's wearing, furs and whatnot that doesn't hide his armor nearly as much as perhaps the other threes are going for. But they all have a quite large build about their persons.
All right, so I don't get any kind of inkling as to who has like the least armor on.
I would say overall, no.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the who hasn't attacked yet? The guy on Arlisle and the noble.
The army's attacked.
Yeah, for what it's worth, you heard 2 attacks from south of you, and I think the noble would have been in your peripherals. So from what you can guess at this point, the noble and then the one next to Vicious are the 2 who haven't attacked.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the one. Wow, the one next to Vicious. I know I need over a 22 to hit already. So
I mean, that's all meta knowledge, though.
yeah, I guess. I'm just gonna go for the noble.
He is the one with the lowest AC.
All right, I'm gonna do a. I'm gonna go with gonna go dagger sharpshooter on him. Nice. 20.
20 hits.
All right, I'm gonna modify it and do a drop attack on him. So 20. So it'd be 21 damage and a. Hang on, let me check my AC.
Is a strength check?
Yeah, I think it's strength and it's 13. I think I'm looking right now.
Your DC's 14.
14. Okay.
He drops his rapier.
Is that the only weapon he has in his hand right now?
Yeah, and I was tempted to say that he didn't even have that in his hand at present, because he hasn't actually attacked yet. But yeah, he drops his rapier.
Okay. So I'm going to. Well, it just says disarm him. He doesn't actually have to be holding it, but all right. So I'm going to do another sharpshooter attack at him. 12. I'm just gonna let that go.
Clinks off him.
One more time. 3. I'm gonna walk forward 2. I'm gonna pick up his rapier, and then I'm gonna step back to right here. And then I am going to action surge, and then I am going to. I guess so. I can't throw another, or I can't use my bow, right? You establish that?
Yeah, you just use your free action to pick up his rapier.
Okay, so I'm gonna just dagger him again, and then I guess I'm gonna do one more time. Nice. Okay.
At the end of your turn, you are going to hear the Lord cry out, "For Citadel Adbar, attack!" And the 3 dwarves are going to move into combat with Doc, provoking no attacks of opportunity, and each is going to make 1 attack on Doc.
Well, they definitely not, because I've got Sentinel.
They don't provoke an attack of opportunity. It's a legendary action that he is using to call his dwarfs into action.
Brilliant.
The first one is a 17.
I'm gonna blow smoke in his face.
And it will be for 10 damage.
I'm gonna reduce it by a D8 plus 3.
The second axe will be a 20. And it will be for 16.
I'm gonna use a luck point on the hit roll on that.
17 is the low one.
Still hits. I am extremely bloodied.
And then the one with a warhammer. Nat 1. Let's see who he hits. Fucking crit. Holy shit.
Great.
So 2d10, so 4d10.
Doc ducks under the warhammer, and hopefully the dwarf knocks off the other dwarf's head.
2 9s, a 10, and a 7 off that fucking crit. That's gonna really fuck up one of his dwarf friends. So 18.
If he's not dead, I'm jumping up
28.
course and
Oh,
stealing
it's
the
not
card.
even gonna bloody him. 18, 28, 35 plus 4, 39 damage.
So they got ACs of over 20 and over 70 HP, and they can fucking hell. This is
Just as an aside, to step out of character here, I don't want you guys to just steamroll through every combat. There's no reason to run a combat if you guys can just steamroll through it. So I want to pose combats that are actually challenging. And there's got to be a difference. I had written, the moment these guys were a part of the campaign, this noble is related to Godrek Doomseeker. This is a noble of the family Doomseeker. You guys just so happened to approach their cart and approach them to fight. That's part of the effect of writing a story, rolling dice to see who stole something and where it was, and you guys coming forward with a fight and acting like you can fight everything that exists. And it's one of the things that not everything is a fight meant to be fought. So there's got to be some level of shit isn't always just going to be bowing down to you and saying, yes, master, yes, master. So I need you all to let me know what level of you don't want interesting fights versus you want to risk fights that are winnable and fights that are losable. Because if you guys have 5 people with 2 actions each, putting 4 people in front of you is never going to be a challenge unless they also are high enough to have 2 actions each. And that's one of the problems with this game is designed, generally speaking, not to have stuff like feats and not to have stuff like magic weapons, where I've thrown stuff that should be deadly challenges at you and you guys knock it down in a single round of combat. So throwing CR appropriate stuff at you isn't necessarily the way to give you guys an interesting combat. And that's what I try to do.
Yeah, I wasn't playing. I was just saying this seems like a pretty unwinnable fight at the moment. There was no complaint from me.
It's not unwinnable as long as that one dwarf is still on our side.
We've been through unwinnable fights.
Technically, right now it's 6-on-3.
Wait, there's a dwarf on our side?
He just
Yeah, he
missed
just did
Doc
39 damage.
and critted his own guy.
Ah, gotcha.
You didn't see me blow smoke and wink at him? We've got an inside dwarf.
All right, so after that, it's going to go to the Lord. Going to move over to Doc, and he is going to try to pull the rapier from you as a strength contest.
I'm blowing smoke at him too. Do I just roll regular strength or is it like save strength?
Just a strength check.
It's that tuberculosis.
I'm more conniving than strong.
And from there, it's going to go to Arla.
So I'm guessing you'll move there, you'll move there, you'll move there. So I'll move here.
Do we know which one had the which one got hit by the other dwarf?
It's the one above Arla right there.
Okay, so bottom right took 39 damage, and the noble we know
35.
35 damage. Okay.
So 13 will miss on him.
13 misses.
17 will miss.
17 plinks off his plate.
And that ends my turn.
And we'll go to Tynus.
All right. Tynus is going to move over here. Yeah, this should work. He will Burning Hands. Would that hit Doc with the 15-foot cone?
Depends where you put it.
It would essentially be extending diagonally towards the main dwarf forces here, trying to get all 3 of them with one Burning Hands.
Does it look like Doc is within 15 feet of you? Because it looks like he is to me.
Dang. Well then, here. Still 15. Burning Hands is going to work. But what will? Tynus is going to drop a Burning Sphere right onto this dwarf's head. Wait, it has to be an empty space. Shit. Yeah, we'll just go for Scorching Ray then. Selecting those 3 dwarves as their targets.
All right, another side note. At some point, focus on a single dwarf.
Fair enough.
Does that mean you're going to go for the one that's been hit by his friend?
No, we're going to go for the other 2. Like 3 rays.
All right, who are you attacking? You have to tell me who you're attacking before you roll, too.
Yeah.
Like you started with all 3 dwarves, now you're going to do the other 2?
No. We're sticking with all 3. I said it initially, and I'm sticking with it. So each dwarf is going to get a Scorching Ray to the face.
Top to bottom, then. 24 hit.
Yep.
15 misses. 16 misses.
Whew. Then... can't bonus action. Yeah, end turn there.
So at the end of your turn, you are going to hear the Lord yell out, because I already shared it, so there's no reason not to share it. He's going to yell, Doomseekers, attack! And he's going to point to Tynet.
All right. Well, we're gonna wording flare whatever comes our way here.
You have one reaction, so the first axeman.
The first axeman, warding flared.
Do I get Sentinel on any of them? Or
No,
are they still legendary?
this legendary action is that they move without
Okay.
attacks of opportunity. It is meant to keep a fluid battle board. A 6 plus 7 is 20 or 13. I believe that misses.
That's a miss, yeah.
Second axeman. Fucking that one.
Woo!
17 will miss. And the Warhammer.
Oh, come on.
23 to hit.
Ah, that's the one. That one goes.
2 1s. You're going to take 6 damage.
Thank God. Thank Lothander.
And after that, it's going to go to the Warhammer guy. And he's going to make 2 attacks on Tynus. 12 and a 20.
12 misses, 20 hits.
And he's going to do 18 damage.
All right.
Okay.
And then it's going to go to Hadar.
Well, as I'm annoyed of him shouting all the time, I'm gonna roll over to the noble. Around, like, to the... Yeah, I have enough movement to skip the areas where I would be hit from the other guys. And I'm gonna start to attack him with my quarterstaff with 2 hands. For 19 to hit.
19 hits.
I'm first gonna roll the damage and I'm gonna use the stunning strike, DC of 13. Constitution was it?
Get him, Hadar.
The DC 13, he rolled an 8 plus 5. I believe he's going to pass.
Right, great.
Yep, that's your DC.
Yeah.
And he'll take 11.
Well, then he's stunned. If he, or is it DC? Does he have to?
No, meets beats.
All right, good to know. So he's not stunned. Then I'm gonna do the same thing. Try the same thing again. So I'm gonna roll first for double-handed.
Why did that roll at
20-40?
disadvantage?
I don't know. I do not know.
But yeah, 24 hits.
Well, I'm gonna try the stunning strike again.
Get him, Hadar.
Fucking nat 1, he's stunned.
Yes!
Yeah, great.
Holy shit, epic, dude.
Then I'm gonna use my bonus action for a flurry of blows on him. Well,
8 misses. 15 misses.
that would be the end of my turn then.
Is Vicious not in the... Okay, no, Vicious went. Bird. Looks like...
Wait, I just looked into it. Do I not have advantage on my attack rolls if he's stunned?
That actually sounds right. So I think you crit and hit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh my God.
What is it? Stunning incapacitates? That sounds right.
Wait, I looked it up.
We got to keep feeding this boy.
Giving him them rations paid off.
Yep, have advantage. Dang.
And that's the best point about the stunning strike, I think.
Well,
Monks
also
is
that they
scary.
don't get to do anything.
Yeah, it's the combination of both. Yeah.
16 more.
Good turn, buddy.
Yeah, that would be the end of my turn then.
The next dwarf is going to try to run to the Lord's aid.
Well, I can't get an attack of opportunity because I already used my reaction.
You're not allowed to anyway.
Why are
I
you
know
not
this
allowed
isn't
to?
this one isn't the thing where he called them. He has to like yell for them to do something for the
It's a
legendary action.
legendary action that called all of his dwarven guards to the target that he told them to attack.
Yeah, you could still get a reaction if they're going to start running out of combat with you.
Well, if they do that, then I'll stab them. Well,
All right. He's going to run now. If you want to attack, say something. But I said he's going to run to the Lord's aid. That is your call, that he is moving away from you.
Okay. 17 misses anyway.
17 does miss.
Getting really good rolls for change as well. I've had 2
And
17s.
he's going to swing on Hadar. 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And he's going to do 18 damage to you. And then second attack is another 18. And 16 damage.
So a total of 34 damage.
Sounds about right. The next dwarf is going to do the same. He's going to attack Hadar. 17 to hit.
17 hits.
For 10 damage.
And I'm down.
And then he's gonna attack Doc. For 17 to hit. And 11.
I'm using luck on it.
25. So 11 total. And then it will go to Vicious.
Oh wait, did you roll the luck? I rolled an 8 for it. Does that not count?
You force me to re-roll when you use luck on it.
I mean, if that's how you want to play it, that's fine. But for lucky, it says I roll it.
All right. Well, it still is a 15. I think a 15 still hits you.
Spend 1 additional. Yeah, however you want to do it. I'm just saying how it is. It says I roll 1.
Yeah, I normally play luck as the person re-rolls, or basically rolls an extra d20. Whoever you're
Okay, no
forcing
worries.
to roll, re-rolls it.
Okay, that's fine. I just told you how it is. So what's the damage?
11 damage.
All right, I have to use a superiority die or I am dead. So I take 3. I am extremely, extremely, extremely bloodied.
So we'll go on to Vicious.
All right, I am going to run in and help out up here by this horse.
You have advantage attacking him. 25 hits and a crit.
Nice rolls.
Man.
All right, I need you to roll 2 more d6
Why?
because you crit.
It should be actually an extra one too because she's a half orc.
Oh yeah, that actually sounds right. What is it? Half orcs crit. When they crit, they roll an extra damage die. So one
Yes,
more
sir.
d6.
Yeesh. When half orcs crit, they crit hard.
I just find that half orc staying upright thing when they go down to 0 hit points, that's really handy.
Hell yeah, good turn, Vicious.
Man, those are some
You
rolls.
leave my friend alone. That's it for me.
That will put him beyond bloody and into pretty fucked up. And we'll
That's
go
an
to
official
Doc.
medical.
All right, so if they got another turn, they'll have another reaction, right? So like they're fresh. All the dwarves are. Because
Yeah,
when they
once-
moved, that was like their turn. That wasn't like a special bonus action or anything.
That is correct.
Okay.
The 2 axemen have reactions.
Okay, I got you. All right, so I'm gonna go against the main dwarf.
Remember, we're playing non-lethal.
So 19 for 4,
19 hits.
16 potentially for 8. Oh wait, it'd be 19 again. My bad.
19 hits.
And then after I stab him the second time, Doc will say, I mean, really, boys, is this necessary? I mean, can't we just have a drink and call it a friendly little fun? And he'll take a drink out of his flask. And that's it for my turn.
Lord Doomseeker is stunned. It will go to Arla.
Is he still
Yes.
stunned, or does he shake it off
It's
one
so
turn?
weird.
He's stunned
Yes,
through
on-
Hadar's turn.
Yeah, until my turn.
Alright, I'll give him a stab then.
17 will miss. So with that, I believe you guys now know he has an AC of 18. That will knock
I'm
him
gonna-
unconscious.
Hooray!
Ends my turn.
Don't have to worry about those legendary actions anymore, at least.
You don't need to worry about his rapier that does 130 damage anymore, at least.
Oh god, I didn't do the math on that. Jeez.
Damn, I should have switched his rapier for mine and then stabbed him with his own sword. Fuck!
Yeah, it's one of the problems with scaling people up. It has nothing to do with the rapier.
He's just
I was
that dexterous.
I was just kidding. It would have been funny if I pulled out his rapier and stuck it in my sheath and then held my rapier, though.
If you remember in the other one, when I like scaled up the orc, who was like scaling him up to like DC or CR5 or something, he had something like 10 D12 on his great axe, and it's just like, dude, this program does not understand how to scale up a dwarf or how to scale up an orc. It like didn't do any AC and it didn't do any hit points. It just did damage, and it's like you can't scale up like that. Like CR5 auto killing like every single person from a party. So we'll go to Tynus.
Tinus is gonna disengage from this guy. And he's gonna run past him and get on their cart. He's trying to get in with the wares. And then let's see, I believe Doc was the one who was lowest, so he will bonus action.
Oh,
healing.
Hadar's down right now, isn't he?
Oh, is Hadar down? Oh.
Yeah, I have 0 points.
Oh yeah, bonus action, healing word Hadar. Cast it at level 3. Right, Hadar, you're back up with 13. And he's going to end his turn sort of standing among their wares.
The Warhammer is going to rush up behind you at 20.
You wouldn't want to crush your own goods, would you?
And it still rolled low. 17, 22, 26 damage.
I'm down, but I'm down in their cart. At least I got Hadar up before I went down.
It's going to move over to it's going to move over and attack Doc. 6 plus 7, 13 misses. And it's going to go to Hadar.
So have we determined that each one of these 3 only has 1 attack now?
Everybody except for the Lord has a single attack.
Okay,
Or wait,
okay.
no, I
So
said that opposite. The Lord has a single attack. All of the other 3 dwarves have multi attack.
oh, okay.
The 2 like with like big old pickaxes, I literally took Gundren, Thundren, and Nundro from Lost Mines. So the Thundrens have 2 axe attacks, and Nundro has 2 great axe attacks. It actually turns out that the way I leveled them, they are the exact same attack. 1 slashing and 1's bludgeoning is the only difference.
Gotcha.
Oh, I guess the difference is, though, is that the Warhammer guy has a shield as well. So that's the big difference. Because I was like, he's higher CR. I didn't get why he was specifically doing the same damage despite being higher CR, but it's because he also has a shield. So he's one-handed doing it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it is on to Hadar.
Well,
The Lord is unconscious on the ground. Stunned doesn't really matter that he's unconscious, but you do have advantage.
well, I'm not gonna do it. Which one of the two to the top or to the bottom to me was the one who was already damaged, or by the other guy, by the own guy?
Roll a perception check.
I don't know.
You do not know.
Well, if that's so, I'm gonna attack the one to the north of me with my
Part of that
quarterstaff.
being is that he's not yet bloodied, so he doesn't actually show signs of being beat to shit.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Then I'm gonna do to the one to the top of me. I'm gonna hit it with my quarterstaff with two hands. 15 will miss them.
15 misses.
I'm gonna do the same thing again. Another miss. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to use my Step of Divine and disengage.
Yeah, the Warhammer dwarf who's southwest of you, Josh, is the one who moved up to him and downed him.
Damn, should have sentinels.
He never moved in your... Like, he moved into it and then he hasn't left.
Okay.
Yeah, and that would be the end of my turn.
You said that was with your bonus action?
Yeah, I have to Step of the Wind. I spend one key point and then kind of use disengage. I'm gonna, I'm gonna before I'm just gonna shout, "Stop the fighting if you don't want to be unconscious too as a leader," and that would be the end of my turn.
Roll persuasion.
11.
Fucking Christ. Nat 1. He hears the dwarf yells out, "What are your terms?" And he holds his axe high as he moves and stands over his lord. And a 2 with the next one.
Oh,
You all came to us. You stop this, we stop this. And it'll go to vicious.
We just want our stuff back. So are they still looking like they're fighting?
They're each holding their axes high, but they just spoke with you.
All right, I'm gonna back up and not attack.
should
You're going to heal Tannis.
ready action.
You got healer, haven't you?
I can stabilize him. All right, let me do that. I'll stabilize him.
Your healer's feat is that when he is unconscious, you get to do the, like, sweet heal.
Please perform the sweet heal.
We will do that. It just seems weird that I can do that in combat.
It's literally why you take that thing.
Okay.
It's still an action regardless, so it takes your entire ability to do anything. As far as the action
Fine.
economy goes, it generally fucks shit up, because you are the person who just did half of the Lord's life in a single hit. But
Right,
it is
but
a
we're
d6
stopping.
plus 4 plus his hit dice, so 5. So it is a d6 plus 9.
Should I roll?
You do indeed. And then mark off another use of your healer's kit.
So 12.
Damn, I knew I should have had the thief take your healer's kit.
What, instead of the potion of water breathing? Like, when is that useful?
Well, I was looking over your stuff and I'm like, damn, do I pick something or do I roll for it? And when I rolled for it, I rolled the 1 and I'm like, ooh, shit, straight to the mall? That's rough. So Arlau, or not Arlau, Tynus, you can take 12 hit points.
Ooh, standing again.
Come on, old fella. No time for a nap.
Oh, thank you, Vicious. You are a lifesaver.
And then to Doc.
Doc, with his cigarette still in his mouth, will take a big hit and say, "Deadliest encounter since the dragon we fought." And he'll bend down to one knee, reach into his pocket, and pull out a little vial. And he will put it in the dwarf's mouth, the guy that's on the ground. And it'll be my healer's kit, and I'm going to use it to stabilize him.
A healer's kit? Word. Let me see how the dwarves react. With advantage, yeah, they recognize what it is and they let you heal him.
So he will be stabilized, and I will go down to 9. I'm sorry, I've already got 3 uses on it, so I will go down to 6 uses on my healer's kit.
Like 7? I think they
Oh,
started
well,
10.
it had 3 already, and then this will be the 4th I use.
I got
so
you, I
I'll
got
go
you.
down to 6 left. Yeah. And then that will be my turn.
On that, let's see, he's still unconscious. It will go to Arla.
All right, I'm just going to say, we search the cart, we reclaim our items, and then we have a drink tonight and say no more of it. Those are our terms, and I'm going to hold an action to attack anyone within my range that tries to attack one of my allies.
And to Tynus.
Tiny sort of jumps down from their cart. It says, yes, our entire goal was simply to find the stolen item. If those terms are acceptable, that is what we propose, and we will say no more of it.
And to the shield guard, he will look to Arlisle first and say, we can't be making no deals to let you be searching that cart. When our lords awake, we can come to terms from there.